Valley Sports, the home of the Guardians, Cavaliers, and Blue Jackets.
The first place Cleveland Guardians return home tonight after a tough road trip through Atlanta and Houston. And Tanner Bibee is on the hill. That's great news for Guardians fans. Cleveland is 6-0 when Tanner Bibee toes the rubber. Let's see what he does tonight against the Angels. More on Tanner and more on tonight's game right now on Guardians Live. Welcome in to Guardians Live, presented by your Northern Ohio GMC dealers.
Good evening, my friend.
Oh, good evening.
A lot of friends with us around the set tonight.
We have friends everywhere.
It's like a watch parties here in the stadium, Al.
Yeah, you get to see a live game here. Just saying. Guardians, Angels, first of a three-game set tonight here in Cleveland with Tanner Bibee on the hill. That's always good news. And right now it is short sleeve weather. However, it's supposed to cool down quite a bit tonight. So we'll see what it ends up with in the 8th or 9th inning this evening. But cloudy, and at the moment, no rain. That's definitely good news. Hi again, everybody. Welcome in along with Jensen Lewis. I'm Al Pulowski. Good to have you here with us. So Cleveland comes home. That's good. You know, and overall, they were right with Atlanta and Houston, all but one of the games. I mean, they were right in there. You'd have liked to won more than two, but you'll take it because you're still in first place here coming home.
Opportunity to win both those series, right? And yesterday, kind of the microcosm of a couple of the bad outings so far. Defensively, some mental mistakes, but hey, get all that out of the way. Now you take advantage of an LA Angel team that has really fallen on some hard times.
All right, let's get to our top of the order right now and some things to keep in mind for tonight's game. First up, home sweet home part one. Cleveland 8-4 at home this year. Their 8-4 record is second best in the American League.
Second only to the Royals, who entered tonight a game and a half behind the Guardians for the top spot in the American League Central. Good news out too. The Guardians have won 6 of their last 7 here in the home confines. Also, they have won 3 of 4 in their home series openers so far.
All right, I'll see everything that you put out there, and I will add you a Guardians 23-2 against the Angels since 2015 here in Cleveland. They have owned the Angels. Will that continue? We'll see, but certainly good vibes tonight.
Kind of weird, Al, because the last 2 years, the Angels have actually won the season series. They won 4 of 7 last year. They haven't won consecutive season series since 2011, 2012. So let's see if the Guardians get off on the right side of it, knowing what that home domination has been like.
Let's hope so. And then finally, we're going to stay with the home sweet home theme. Tanner Bibee's career numbers here in Cleveland, going back to his rookie year last year, 6-2, and a minuscule 2.64 ERA against some good lineups.
His last 10 starts here at Progressive Field, Al, the Guardians have won 8 of them. They have really been excited to see him toe the rubber. And so far this year, as you said, 6 for 6 in the win column.
So that's certainly good news to have Tanner Bibee on the mound tonight. We'll see what he does against the Angels, and staying hot and staying consistent and staying ready. Those are all keys for Tanner Bibee. So how does he keep it rolling? Here's what he told Andre Knott.
I think he's got to kind of fall into your training and preparation. I mean, you can't get on that role every day that either relievers or hitters can do. I mean, if you're staying consistent with your preparation, you're kind of staying on top of what you need to work on and kind of either working out stuff or just trying to keep it rolling. I think that's the way you can kind of get rolling as a starter.
All right, that sounds good. Let's take a look at Tanner's pitch arsenal. That four-seam fastball, pretty good, but we love his slider and curveball.
All right, let's focus on the top 2 pitches as far as batting average against. You see the numbers there, Al. 417 against the four-seamer, but also a 122 against the slider. I'm going to add the changeup.
Yeah.
Because it's up to his percentage as far as usage goes from last year, about 2 percentage points. That's going to be critical against the lefties, particularly in this Angels lineup tonight.
And I'll use that mostly against lefties, too, as we take a look at the starting lineup for the Angels. Willie Calhoun is going to make his first start of the year, but Luis Rengifo, we've seen him the last year or two. He had that potential. He is realizing that potential this season.
Yeah, now slotted into where Mike Trout usually would occupy his spot in the lineup, albeit it's good not to have to face Trout, unfortunate due to the injury. But this guy, he finds a way. You know, he's not going to be the guy that jumps off the page at you, but consistent contact kind of gives you the Stephen Kwan vibes when he's going the way he's going right now. Almost a 500 average during this 6-game hit streak.
Yeah, 6-game hit streak is impressive. Cleveland's got a hitter on a streak, too. We'll talk about him in just a moment, but let's talk about Jose Soriano, who gets the start tonight for the Angels. Big-time fastball, but I think his curveball is his best.
Well, you're going to see a ton of it, as you can see by the arsenal and the usage there. A .64 ERA on the road, Al. It's almost 11.5 at Angel Stadium. Stadium.
Yeah.
That is quite the dichotomy. Well, what do Guardians hitters have to do tonight? Sit back, try and hit that breaking ball the other way.
Guardians lineup brought to you by your Northern Ohio GMC dealers. There's a look at the top 4. Maybe we can say the top 5 now have been very consistent because Will Brennan's had a really nice road trip. But Andres Gimenez is right now their hottest hitter. 5-game hit streak, batting .429.
Really has seen the ball quite well. Over the road trip, Al, some solid contact, too, was really instrumental in getting the Guardians out to that early lead last night, 2-0 with the RBI double. But now, an opportunity, especially in this series, knowing you'll get Reed Detmers tomorrow, probably slotted down a little bit lower in the lineup, but keep the good vibes going. He has been on a tear as of late.
All right, we'll see what happens here tonight. Cleveland has a history of hitting Angels pitching here at Progressive Field, so that is definitely a good thing. But Soriano, it's very interesting how he struggles at home, but he's great on the road.
What's fascinating, too, is, and we'll probably see this the first time around the lineup, depending on how Logan O'Hoppe, the catcher, wants to sequence against the Guardians. We know that there's not a ton of swing and miss with this Cleveland lineup. Does that change? Do they try and pitch backwards of what Soriano usually does, go more fastball heavy first time around? Something to watch early on tonight.
All right, time for FanDuel. Make every moment more. Our 3-leg parlay for you here tonight. So going by what we've been talking about, we're going to take Tanner Bibee for the over on the strikeouts.
Got it.
Jose Soriano, the under on the strikeouts.
Okay.
Cleveland, a very good contact team. And we're going to take the under 11.5. It's an alt run line. We think under 11.5 is relatively
Just wanted
safe.
some cushion. That's all we wanted right there.
All right, FanDuel is the only sportsbook app where you can bet on the Kentucky Derby. All customers can now get a no-sweat Derby bet up to $20. Restrictions may apply. All right, so it's the Angels and the Guardians here tonight in Cleveland, game 1 in this 3-game weekend set. And when we come back, we have a former Cleveland Indian joining us right here on the set, Julio Franco. He is here. We'll talk with Julio, who had quite a career as a Cleveland Indian. He'll join us in just a moment. Stay right here with us on Bally Sports.
Bryce Harper is special. He's got a flair for the dramatic.
Bryce Harper, for me, is must-see TV.
You can't take your eyes off him.
We all love his feistiness.
Every time it's a big moment, Bryce Harper comes through.
That's what you always dream of, to put a city on your back and do that for your team.
He did it again! It is Bedlam at the bank! One of the coolest sports moments ever.
This is your captain speaking. We'd like to welcome you on board MLB The Show 24.
It's a good one.
Where gamers can play as their favorite baseball teams, create custom players, and even relive history with some of baseball's greatest legends. Now, we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Can I play? Rated E for everyone.
Weekdays on MLB Network, it's the baseball show for the thinking fan. Join Brian Kenny and his daily panel of experts for a more analytical look at the game. Think baseball with MLB Now. Weekdays only on MLB Network.
Top channels. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
Guardians Live is brought to you by Akron Children's. If your student athlete gets injured, Akron Children's Sports Health Specialist will help them get back in the game safely. By Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by GMC. Visit your Northern Ohio GMC dealer for a test drive today. First pitch coming up in less than 30 minutes here tonight. Angels, Guardians, game 1 of a 3-game series. Cleveland trying to get back on the winning track. They got Tanner Bibee on the hill. Plenty of fans here already enjoying some of the pregame festivities here at Progressive Field. That young lady is set to go.
She's part of the Alpal fan club from Houston. Made the trip.
That's very nice of her. How about Julio Franco? Look at his numbers there. Pretty impressive. A guy that just always hit the baseball. Pretty impressive shortstop when he was coming up as well. 3-time All-Star. Won the AL batting crown in 1991. And Julio is back with us and here today. And he looks like he can take a bat and go in the batter's box and hit just like he did back in the 1980s. Good to see you.
Oh, nice to see you guys. I'm happy to be here in Cleveland. I haven't been here since 2007. It's a long time.
Yeah,
but I'm happy to be here, and it's just outstanding, and to see the guys and see the fans and to see the players, it's great.
A little bit nicer than the old stadium you used to play at, too.
Just
over
a little
bit.
That's not much difference.
Hey, Julio, so coming up, and, you know, you were a guy that was a young shortstop. You ended up having to make a position change, you know, throughout your career. We got a young kid in Brian Rocchio right now who is, you know, learning the game at the big league level, trying to slow things down. What was the one thing you tried to focus on from a position change when you ultimately went from shortstop over to first base?
Well, I went from shortstop to first base, and it was the transition wasn't that easy, only because I wanted to go to second base. I went from shortstop to second base, then first base, and it was hard to, from a point to pick up the balls and all that. Being a shortstop is going to be easy for him because of footwork, and he's young, and nowadays with all the technologies and coaches preparing science, it should be easy for him. And he's got great talent and outstanding ability.
Julio, you had you're such a good hitter in your career. Hit for power, hit for average, and you had that very unique stance, too, with the bat way over your head. Where did that come from, my friend, and how were you so consistent over the years? I mean, you were consistent for decades playing Major League Baseball.
You know, it's a very good question people ask me, but the thing that I see is you don't develop things like that because you have to see it or somebody has to teach it to you. At the time, I didn't see anybody, and nobody teach it to me, so I put the bat there and feel comfortable, and I went from there.
I mean, sometimes that's all it is, right? A certain comfort level, and you certainly had it. You always got the bat around. Nobody blew you away.
No, well, a lot of people blew me away, but I got a lot of them too. I mean, that's the name of the game, man. But I have fun in Cleveland, and it's great to be here. There's a lot of good memories and bad memories, and you know, that was home for me. I live here. I live in Westlake when I play here, and it's, you know, being here and see the ballpark and see what the team is doing is outstanding.
Yeah,
I love it.
It is.
Speaking of that,
yes.
the 96 team you were on got off to a similar start that this club this year is on 20-10. These guys 20-11. Was there something that really stood out to you about the quick start? Because the last couple of years, it feels like this team was 500 and then would take off in the second half. You guys got out to a roaring start. What was the difference maker for you guys?
Well, the difference was the players. The players now, we have great players, and they know they know their roles, and as an individuals and as a team. They come to the ballpark and they know what they're supposed to do, when were they supposed to do, how they prepare themselves to win the ball game. That was a key for us. Preparation, being ready, come to win, and the fans was great.
Sellouts.
I remember it sold out every day. And coming from behind, it was like they're gonna come from behind, they're gonna win ball game, and we did a lot of times.
That had to be quite a difference too, from playing in the 80s at the old stadium, and there were a few good years. That 86 offense was incredible, but there were some down years. You come over here in the mid 90s, it was all up years, sold out versus not sold out. Great lineup 1 through 9. But when you came back, you were probably like, boy, this is how it always should have been at the lakefront.
Yeah, but if you see the development of the Indians throughout the time, I mean, I appreciate being in Cleveland because I didn't have the opportunity in Philly to play.
Right.
You know, the Indians give me the opportunity to come here and play shortstop and develop my abilities and play the game. And bringing me back in 2006 and 7, it was great. It was outstanding to play against all those guys. And the fans were there. Remember, at the old Municipal Stadium, we didn't have great fans over there.
Right.
It was cold.
It
was windy.
Yes.
And my God, when it rains there, and the lakefront, when the wind was blowing, it was bad. It was bad.
So two of our guys, our broadcast colleagues, one you know very well, actually both you know very well, former teammates, Pat Tabler,
yes,
and Rick Manning.
Yes.
Now it's a family program. Is there a good story you can tell about either one or both those guys?
Well, Pat, they don't have a lot of time, but Manning, when we come in, I think 2 or 3 months later, he got shipped to Milwaukee.
Right.
But Pat Tabler, he was a gentleman, a great worker, a great hitter, a great clutch hitter.
Bases loaded, put up Patty tabs.
Oh, my God. I just met Rick. I haven't seen Pat, but I'm sure I'm going to look for him and give him a pat in the back.
Have you heard any Julio since you got back here?
I gave him one. When
he gave me one.
He did, but that was something special too. Every time he came to the plate, you had those guys that would say it.
Yeah, that was great to hear those guys and they pump me up when I hear that. And it was a trademark. It was a trademark to everybody calling Julio when I came to hit.
Yep.
And that was great. I appreciate the fans in Cleveland, and that's still home from me.
Last thing, I know you were talking about it before we came on here. You're staying in the game. You obviously look like you can still play, but now kind of getting in with the day and age of the analytics and things.
Right.
I know you were managing in Mexico or in the front office. What are you doing now to stay up top with everything?
Well, this year I went back to study analytics, sabermetric, and human biomechanics, only because the game has changed so much.
Right.
And I want to know what they know. I want to know what they know. I want to know the game, why it's changing, why the game is the way they're playing now. Because I play the game, but now I want to know analytics, sabermetrics. Human biomechanics is awesome because you can see things in hitters and fielders that the naked eye can see it.
Right.
You need to study those things.
Julio, it was so good for you to stop by. Stop by anytime, my friend.
Oh, take care, man. Thanks for having me, guys.
You got it. There he
Good to
is.
see you, brother.
Julio Franco. There it is. There's the Julio. We're hearing him again
There
here
you go, guys.
at Progressive Field. Julio Franco joining us. Cleveland Guardians tonight with their bullpen. That's been a big factor. Will it be a factor tonight against the Angels? Probably. Talk about a bullpen move in just moments. Stay right here.
Bryce Harper is special. He's got a flair for the dramatic.
Bryce Harper, for me, is must-see TV.
You can't take your eyes off him.
We all love his feistiness.
Every time it's a big moment, Bryce Harper comes through.
That's what you always dream of, to put a city on your back and do that for your team.
He did it again! It is Bedlam at the bank! One of the coolest sports moments ever.
Want to put your baseball skills to the test? Then get ready to show your stuff with MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run. The official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Sign up for free for a chance to play your way to the Pitch, Hit, and Run finals at the 2024 World Series. Visit pitchhitrun.com today.
Intentional Talk, where baseball players reveal their biggest secrets.
I played trombone. I guess that could be a secret. You got to go long though, Kevin. It's the long one.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're right. Sorry.
Intentional Talk on MLB Network.
Guardians Live is brought to you by Meijer. Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of teams across Ohio. And by Labatt. Crack some Labatt. Make some friends. See where it takes you. Guards and Angels here tonight in Cleveland. Time for the Firefighters Community Credit Union Weather Report. Here is Channel 3's Anthony Copeland.
Good evening. I'm meteorologist Anthony Copeland. Clouds are going to be long-standing throughout the evening and overnight, but mild temperatures will be here to stay. A stray shower or two cannot be excluded from the forecast for this evening. Otherwise, going throughout the next 3 days or so, temperatures remaining in the mid to upper 70s. Showers and thunderstorms continuing all weekend long.
All right, Anthony, thanks. It certainly looks like maybe polo weather tomorrow, Jensen.
I love it. The whole weekend. It's the way it should be every show.
Mid to upper 70s tomorrow. Very nice. Jensen Lewis, Al Pulowski, great to have you. Roster move today for Cleveland concerning the bullpen. Tyler Bibee was designated for assignment. Peter Strzelecki has been recalled from Columbus.
Always unfortunate to lose a Vandy boy out, but again, Tyler Bibee brought in, the victory belt after every game. Hopefully that stays here. But now Peter Strzelecki probably here to bridge it until we see Sam Hedges possibly.
Speaking of, good news on Sam Hedges. He's close. He could be ready to go by early next week. They're going to keep him down for one more appearance. He pitched yesterday. He pitched great at the minor league level, so maybe early next week.
All the reports look very strong. Again, good stuff on the fastball. The off-speed looks very crisp. Again, we've talked about it at length the last couple of weeks. You get him and Timmy Herron, options for Stephen Vogt late in games. Huge boost to this bullpen.
Certainly should be nice. And Gavin Williams, now he's not a bullpen guy, but a starter. He threw again today. According to manager Stephen Vogt, he's progressing well. He has no pain, and that is, quote, all we can ask for.
Awesome.
So, good news there, too.
Yep, again, playing the long game here. Make sure he is all healed up, ready to go. Again, another huge reinforcement for this Guardians pitching staff.
All right, so things looking good there. Some of the guys that were injured in spring training now starting to get healthy. And by the way, a guy that had a good spring training has had an incredible last 3 weeks at the AAA level, Kyle Manzardo. Woo! He is just mashing the basketball. Right now he's on a 5-game hit streak, 421, 3 homers, 4 doubles. For the season, he's batting .320 with 8 homers. I mean, this guy is really hitting.
I mean, you think about what he could look like in the middle of this order out. We can all dream, but you go back. If he pans out, you trade Aaron Savali and you get this guy, a potential middle order your bat for years to come. What a steal from Tampa Bay.
Yeah, so that is definitely good news. There's some numbers on Kyle Manzardo, and he's scoring runs, too, so he's doing a little bit of everything. I mean, very similar to what Will Brennan is doing up here now at the big club. The average for Brennan not as good at this level as Manzardo's is at AAA, completely different levels, but, similar type guys that can help you out.
You think about his impact offensively, and we know that this Guardians lineup will take it at any turn, but really it's lengthening the lineup. If you're going to compete with the big boys in the American League East and the American League West, heck, we just saw front and center. Houston, even though the record isn't really good right now, look at top to bottom how consistent they are. That's what you hope Kyle Manzardo can help do here in Cleveland.
And one more note for you, Chase DeLauder, who had a great spring training. He is going on the injured list at Akron, so he'll be out for a little bit. Hopefully, Chase DeLauder will get back soon. When we come back here on Guardians Live, there is still more before first pitch. We've got our walk-off stat for you.
That guy,
he'll be
involved.
He will be front and center for segment 4. That is right around the corner. Stay with us here on Valley's.
Weekdays on MLB Network. Get fired up for heated baseball talk as Christopher Mad Dog Russo barks about all the big stories from around the league, along with news and commentary from Alana Rizzo. High Heat with Christopher Russo. Weekdays only on MLB Network.
Want to put your baseball skills to the test? Then get ready to show your stuff with MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run. The official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Sign up for free for a chance to play your way to the Pitch, Hit, and Run finals at the 2024 World Series. Visit pitchhitrun.com today.
This is what you've been waiting for, folks. This is Gunnar Henderson.
American League Rookie of the Year.
What a superstar rookie season he had.
What can this guy do?
One of the best all-around players. You better be really good at what you do if you're going to be called Gunnar.
Out of here! Gunnar Henderson's season is in full effect.
Gunnar Henderson's my shortstop. This dude, absolute animal.
Show him who you are, kid. Show him who you are.
Guardians Live is brought to you by GMC. Visit your Northern Ohio GMC dealer for a test drive today. By Union Home Mortgage, promises kept. And by the Calvetta Brothers Floor Show. It's time to fall in love again with your home. Cards and Angels today. We may or may not have stopped by that Heinen's for some dinner.
If we're ever on the road, make sure you stay at Heinen's a little bit later in the afternoon. You will see our fearless leader getting some steak and asparagus.
You might see that. Or salmon.
Or some sushi.
Sure, maybe. Time now for the Calvetta Brothers Floor Show. It's time to fall in love again with Tanner Bibee, who back on May 14th of 2023 against the Angels here in Cleveland went 7 2/3, gave up 2 hits, 1 run, didn't walk a batter, struck out 7.
Yeah, okay, so this will be his 3rd career start against the Angels tonight, Al. He's gone 7 or more innings in both career starts, including that career high. Guardians have won 17 of his last 22 overall. So when you think about where the numbers stack up, one more to add. LA is 8-19 against right-handed starters this year. They have struggled mightily, and that's an understatement.
We talked about Rengifo and Joe Adele's coming on now, so without Trout, and of course Ohtani is gone. It's a little bit different look, but the Angels could be dangerous.
Well, no Trout, no Rendon, even though, you know, Rendon has had his injury issues, but really tonight the focus has to be the top 3 to 4 in this lineup. Again, when you think about really the opportunities for the Angels to score, they have really struggled with runners in scoring position. Do not allow them to get some early momentum, be able to have this offense be awesome like they were on the road trip.
All right, here's our walk-off for you. Tanner Bibee, his last 3 starts, a 1.53 ERA, 20 strikeouts. He's really starting to get into that groove that we saw him in almost all of last season.
We mentioned the changeup usage is ticked up from last year, right? Expect with the lefties tonight to see him deploy that. But again, the slider has been a magnificent out pitch for him. He gets 2 strikes. Let's see some free air conditioning.
Speaking of which, let's take a look at his 3D strikeout. So he's had 35 this year. That slider has been his best pitch with this.
And just think about where he is, elevating the fastball, being able to throw the slider, and maybe an occasional curveball off of it out. But if good old number 1's working tonight, don't let the Angels kind of speed up their bats with the slider, albeit lefties, righties. It's been pretty much a $110 average against overall. It's been one of the best strikeout pitches in baseball in this early season.
All right, Cleveland's back home. They're still in first place in the Central. Can they increase that lead tonight? Thanks for watching Guardians Live. Coming up next, Matt Underwood, Rick Manning, Andre Knott. For Jensen Lewis.
This is your captain speaking. We'd like to welcome you on board MLB The Show 24.
It's a good one.
Where gamers can play as their favorite baseball teams, create custom players, and even relive history with some of baseball's greatest legends. Now, we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Can I play?
Rated E for everyone.
This is what you've been waiting for, folks. This is Gunnar Henderson.
American League Rookie of the Year. What a superstar rookie season he had.
What can this guy do?
One of the best all-around players. You better be really good at what you do if you're going to be called Gunnar.
Out of here! Gunnar Henderson's season is in full effect. Gunnar Henderson's my shortstop. This dude, absolute animal. Show him who you are, kid. Show him who you are.
Weekdays on MLB Network. Join the conversation with Kevin Millar, along with Sierra Santos and fellow World Series champion Ryan Dempster on the most unpredictable baseball show on TV. Intentional Talk. Weekdays only on MLB Network.
Despite dropping 4 out of 6 on their road trip to Atlanta and Houston, the Cleveland Guardians return home tied for the best record in the American League at 20-11, and they welcome in the LA Angels to start a 6-game homestand here tonight. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. One of the toughest things in baseball, in sports really, is to turn the page after a tough loss, a bad game, and that's what the Guardians have to do. And they don't have long to think about it after getting in late last night. But the Angels come in here. The key for Cleveland, though, is Tanner Bibee. He should be well rested. He flew back home ahead of the team. And, Rick, he's faced the Angels already twice in his young career, and he has flat-out dominated them.
And he's coming off an excellent start in Atlanta in his last start. He went out there, and I mean, he was throwing the ball like we knew he could, and he was hitting the strike zone all over the place. 7 innings. He only allowed 2 hits. Career-high 9 tying strikeouts, 66% strikes. The changeup, the slider, the curveball, everything was working for him, and let's hope that he can come back and do that tonight because, as you said, he's pitched awfully well against the Angels in his career.
That's our Kia player profile. We'll be back with tonight's first pitch, and we'll check in with Andre Knott, talking about base running with one of the very best in the business, Stephen Kwan. Cleveland Guardians baseball is brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. By DHL Supply Chain, now hiring for a wide range of salaried, managerial, and operational roles. Apply today at joindhl.com. And by Spectrum. Get Spectrum Internet, mobile, and TV. Visit.
All the big hits.
At the wall, gone! No doubt about it!
All the
National League Rookie of the Year is Corbin Carroll.
This dude is an absolute beast.
He's got every tool. He's got the power tool.
Carroll has hit another one.
Runs like the wind.
There goes Corbin. Go, Corbin, go.
He plays D.
Oh, he's got it.
His signature play, that sliding grab. Pound for pound, maybe the strongest player in the league.
It's been an incredible ride.
Weekdays on MLB Network. Join the conversation with Kevin Millar, along with Sierra Santos and fellow World Series champion Ryan Dempster on the most unpredictable baseball show on TV. Intentional Talk. Weekdays only on MLB Network.
Back here at Progressive Field, where the Guardians get ready for a weekend series against the Angels. Tanner Bibee on the bump, making his way in from the bullpen. Look, the name of the game in baseball, score more runs than your opponent, right? And the Guardians have done a pretty good job of that. They're plus 40 in run differential coming into this game tonight. You have to score runs. Stephen Kwan leads the league in run score. He's your leadoff man. Andre Knott joins us now. Why has he been so successful? Obviously, he needs help. He can't just score runs by himself.
Yes. He gets hits. But the other thing that we've talked about, and this is a big part of this team, and Arch, I love talking to you about it, they want to create chaos on the base paths. And early in the season, you saw guys going first to third. You saw guys trying to steal bags. And we've all noticed in the last few weeks, because there's been less patience at the plate, the chaos hasn't been going on the base paths. I talked to Stephen Kwan about that, and it's almost like he was a part of our broadcast a few nights ago.
Last couple games, I think, have been really good again. I think there were some opportunities that we took. I swear we must lead the team in like foul balls on stolen attempts. But I think those are going to regulate. Teams know that, and teams have to accommodate for that. And then it's just kind of the carousel. You know, they're going to worry about the running game, and then the hitter's going to get a pitch to hit, and then here we go. So, you know, I think it's part of it.
If you ask Stephen Kwan up to him and in the way he looks at things, it is much easier. I got you, Bo. It's much easier for them to discuss this and figure it out because they realize if a guy's taking a bag and has a bag, we got to let him take it so we can continue to score runs and be the team that we've been earlier in the season.
Yeah, and when you're a hitter and you've got a guy that you know can steal a base and you know what the times are on the pitcher and Sandy's got it down, you may want to not be so aggressive on that first pitch and give your base stealer an opportunity to steal. They got to work that out. They got to communicate them against themselves, and I think it'll turn out to be better. But, you know, early in the year they started running, and they could do everything, but you got to reel it in a little bit now.
Let's see if home cooking gets this team back to their winning ways. The first pitch is next. Good shape.
No, we're very thankful. And Tanner Bibee will be on the mound today. He will be our Chevy Network dealer's starting pitcher. And Bibee, he'll be making a 7th start. He's 2-0, but the team is 6-0 in his first 6 starts. And that's all you can do as a starter is go out there and hope the team wins on your game. And they have done that every time. And he's going to try and continue that start. Last 3 starts pitched very well. 1-0 with a 1.53 ERA.
The lineup that he will face for Wash, that's Ron Washington, the Angels skipper, brought to you by Progressive. Nolan Shadowell will lead it off. He's the first baseman. Luis Rengifo at second base bats in the 2-hole, then Taylor Ward. Willie Calhoun, just called up from AAA, will DH and bat cleanup. Logan O'Hoppe hitting 5th. Joe Adell is 6th. A-Ray Adrianza batting 7th. Mickey Moniak is 8th, and Zach Neto hitting 9th.
Rally House defense for the Guardians looks like this. Quan in left, Freeman in center, Brennan is over and right. On the infield, Arias gets a start at 3rd tonight. Rocchio the shortstop. Jimenez is at 2nd, Josh Naylor at 1st, and Bo Naylor is behind the plate.
Ryan Wills will call the balls and strikes. Carlos Torres, your crew chief, down at 1st. Charlie Ramos is your second base umpire, and Jeremy Rehak is over at 3rd, and we are ready to go. Game time temperature tonight, 67 degrees. Not much of a breeze. Friday night crowd shuffling in. The Guardians, their mastery of the Angels here in Cleveland is
scary,
almost,
isn't it?
Hard to believe, hard to comprehend. They have won 23 of their last 25 games against the Angels.
Hard to believe
here in Cleveland.
When they've had Trout for all those years, that goes over the last 10 years.
And Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah,
it's some good teams.
That is unbelievable.
Nolan Shonowell. He was the 11th overall pick in the draft last year. Came up shortly thereafter, made his major league debut. Just recently had a 10-game hitting streak come to an end. I mean, he can handle it, obviously, or he wouldn't be here, but that seems like an awful lot to ask of a guy.
Well, it does, but you know, you're going to have to battle your way. You're going to have your ups and your downs, but last year what he did do, about 27 games, or maybe even more than that, he was able to reach base consecutively, and that's hard to do when you're a rookie.
Yes, he has a very good eye.
1-1 way out in front of it.
And Matt, to play off of what you said about the pressure of being a young player in certain spots in the order, I saved this just for now. I talked to Ron Washington. We were talking about his batting lineup today, and he said he didn't have a cleanup hitter. So he put 3 names on his bed, closed his eyes, and grabbed one. And it happened. And somebody said, "Are you being serious?" And he looked. He goes, "I'm dead serious." He put Willie Calhoun there because he felt like he was the name he picked, but he goes, I didn't want Ohapi and I didn't want some of the younger guys in that position because for whatever reason you put certain players in their cleanup spots. He goes, their pressure gets to them and they get outside themselves.
That makes a lot of sense because there were more than a few people who are part of the Angels traveling party that were scratching their head when they saw Willie Calhoun's name in the cleanup spot.
That's perfect. Let me pick it out of a hat. Nothing wrong with that.
The 1-2, and that's down and in. You said once that Dave Garcia picked the whole lineup out of
Frank Robinson.
Oh, was it Frank Robinson?
Frank Robinson. We were in Texas playing, and it's 1 July, and he picked the whole lineup. And Boog Powell led off, and Dwayne Kuiper hit 4th.
That's fantastic. Wonder what led him to do that. Was it exasperation? Just like
we were scuffling. He didn't know what you do. And you say, you know what? Who cares? Let's go. It doesn't matter. You know, you come to that realization that we'll try anything to get out of it.
And of course, that's one night you do it. Dwayne Kuiper ends up batting.
It's just unbelievable.
But Wash kind of said the same thing. He goes, I want all these guys. He goes, we don't have Trout. We don't have a couple. Sano's been in the middle of our lineup.
Right, he's hurt.
Yeah, he's like, hey, we got to use the 9 guys we have. So let's not get caught up in who's hitting where. Because once we go through the first time, we got to score runs regardless. So that's how we're going to do it.
That's the way a veteran looks at it. Look, you're going to hit, and once the first leadoff man is out of the way, it's back to normal.
Good first at bat for Shotwell. 8th pitch, and he fouls that back.
He's doing a nice job of staying alive, fouling him off, and that's a tough fastball to get on top of a 96 or above the zone.
Also, watch, Bibee's already thrown 3 balls out of the game in the first batter.
Okay, that's not a good sign.
Another foul ball.
I'm going to keep an eye on his changeup. He had a really good one in Atlanta, and he can throw that to both left-handers and right-handers, and he used it early. But he's going, that fastball's at 96, so he feels good about it.
And once again, the 3-2. And once again, he fouls it off.
This is some kind of at-bat. I mean, that's all you can ask your leadoff hitter. You go up there, and he's seeing every pitch. that Bibee has, and that one was a herder. Front foot. Oh, knee, inside the knee.
Alvarez got it for Houston in the first game we played against them.
Right. That's 5 foul balls with 2 strikes.
Well, Wash won't have to put his name on the bed tomorrow. He gets to be the leadoff hitter after this.
I don't remember his hands being that high last year, to be honest with you.
And a weak ground ball to first. Naylor has it. Underhand flip. And finally, Shotwell is retired.
He's
11
retired.
pitches, but he got him.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, but it was a good at-bat.
Storylines brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Bibee sets the tone. That's what you hope. And Guardians hoping to bring some energy. It's a situation where every player that has played Major League Baseball has been through it, where you've got a stretch of games, there's no off days, there's no let up.
Right.
Stephen Vogt said he felt like the intensity with which they played those games in Atlanta, the first couple of games in Houston, he said that you could sense that they were just out of gas going into that last game. Now, he said, no, that's not an excuse, but he said you could just sense it, you could feel it, and so he said, you know, they know it. We didn't have to have a big meeting and point things out, but, you know, it's time to get back to. He said sometimes as a player, you have to find a way to get yourself ready to go at game time. He said we call it posting. You got to post. Find a way, whether it's drinking slug down a cup of coffee, do 10 push-ups, whatever you need to do, be ready to go when the bell rings.
It's real simple. If you want to play every day, that's what you have to do. You go out there a lot of times and you feel like crap sometimes.
I'm sure you've never went through that, Arch.
Oh, we all do.
More than we like
But
to.
you know, yeah, this is the first start. We mentioned it. 16 consecutive games before they have their next off day, and they're in game number 2, is it, or 3? But you don't worry about that. You throw that aside. Everybody goes through it.
But also the intensity of the games that they had on the road. He kind of compared them to some playoff games, and talking to a few other coaches, they think it was good for this team to go through a stretch of games like that, because they said if you want to be at the top of the division, that's how everybody's going to play you the rest of the year.
Well, that's how teams always play the teams that win. They play them at, you know, they want to beat the best.
The 2-2.
They're doing a heck of a job of fouling some pitches off. I mean, he was nice and smooth and easy in Atlanta, but these guys are doing a number. I mean, look at, here's another guy right down, that one off the toe.
He's fighting them back by making them hit themselves.
Well, yeah.
He's had good pitches, though. It's not like he's in the strike zone. He's got his best fastball. He's up to 97.
That may be a little too fast. He felt good. He's the only one that got sleep last night.
You can tell.
Now, this is a guy that has been really good, hitting the baseball as good as ever. From the start of the All-Star break last year, he's been going through it. He's at 326.
Well, this is already the second delay of the inning, and we're 2 batters in. Shotwell fouled a ball off the inside of his knee. He needed some extra time. Now Renhefo off of his toe.
Yeah, it'll take some more time. I'm going to get loose. He's thrown enough pitches. Already 16.
Renhefo comes in with a 6-game hitting streak and 6 multi-hit games already this year. Here's the 2-2. He puts it in play, and he is hollering as he hits down the first base line. He's out number 2. That'll bring up Taylor Ward. Taylor Ward You know, Rick, when you look at the Angels lineup, no Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani has moved on, and yet this is a lineup that features 5 former first-round draft picks. Taylor Ward, the oldest of the bunch at 30, but he was a first-round pick back in 2015 out of Fresno State. So it's not like, you know, they're just throwing a bunch of guys out there that...
No, they're dating that can swing the bat when healthy.
Here's the 0-1.
Yeah, when they get on base, they will steal bases. They're 3rd in the league with 31 stolen bases.
You can ask him, Tanner. He just flat missed that one, though. The 1-1. That's outside. 2 balls and a strike. Taylor Ward, 7th overall in the American League in runs batted in. And the 2-2. He blew it by him and ends the inning. 22 pitches, but the Angels go 1-2-3.
They said optical shops weren't very inviting, so we, Warby Parker, created ones that were. They said prescription eyewear was too expensive, so we offered more affordable glasses, contacts, and eye exams. They said opticians weren't always friendly, so we hired only the friendliest and the most knowledgeable. And finally, they said the whole experience was just kind of unpleasant, so we set out to change that too. Visit a Warby Parker store and see for yourself.
There's an easier way. From fixing your cabinets to cleaning your countertops, taking care of your home is easy with Thumbtack. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
This is Fubo. It's a better way to watch ESPN and other top sports networks. Plus, get coverage of your local teams all year long. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
Well, I track my subscriptions in spreadsheets, and I always get it right.
We'll see about that. I just downloaded Rock'em on your phone, and it looks like you're paying for your ex's meal delivery kit.
What? There goes $400.
Maybe not, because when you cancel through the app, they'll even try to get you a refund. Download Rocket Money today.
Jose Soriano will be the Chevy Network dealer starting pitcher for the Angels. This guy is 0-4, but don't let that fool you. He's making his 5th start. He's got an outstanding arm and a very good fastball. He's so much better on the road. He's 0-1 on the road in 14 innings, but a .64 ERA. He's got a very dynamic slider. If he's on his game, he can be awfully tough to hit.
Yeah, a guy that averages better than 98 miles an hour with his fastball.
And it's an easy 98. It's not max effort. It looks, you can see he's a tall guy.
Right back up the middle, and that's going to get through. It went through Soriano, and Neto, the shortstop, could not get there. And just another hit for Stephen Kwan, his 46th, which gives him the league lead in hits. And the rest of Stephen Vogt's starting lineup brought to you by Progressive. Andres Jimenez is hot. Ramirez and Naylor hopefully can get going on this homestand. Brennan's been swinging the bat much better. Jimenez lays off. It's now an in, ball 1. Pitching with 5 days rest. Let's see if that has any effect on Soriano. I mean, heck, he's practically working on more rest than that, because in his last start, he lasted an inning and 2/3. He walked 3 batters and gave up 4 runs in that game against the Twins. So
look at that, 99. But watch, you'll see some movement on this pitch too. There's a lot more than what it looks like on television, and he's rushing it up there. He notched his first win against the Guardians last September 7th. Pitching an inning, gave up a hit and a walk, but got the win.
Jimenez with a 5-game hitting streak. He got that average up to 289 coming into play tonight. Trying to shoot it the other way, but it slices foul. I mean, I guess the thing with Soriano, it's like the same old story. If he's on with his fastball, with the command of it, he can throw it by you. But if he's not, if he's working from behind, his off-speed pitches, there's not a ton of separation there. That last splitter was 94. Big chopper to second. Renifo goes to Neto for 1. Rod Jimenez beats it out. 1 away. StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud.
Well, there you'll see. He's on top of the fastest 5 average fastballs
among starting pitchers.
Now that's, but you're right. If he can find a little separation there, between that 98 and something else that he can command, he could be probably awesome. And that's something he's going to probably have to learn. There's a nice little breaking ball.
Of course, Jose sees a breaking ball first pitch. Just thinking with what we've seen from Jose, this could be the type of pitcher that you would think get Jose going because of all the heat that he throws.
You think back that before we left on the road trip, Jose hit that grand slam against the Red Sox and has just gone into a tailspin ever since. 0 for his last 10 at the plate.
And even on the base passes. You remember that game in Atlanta where he didn't slide? We just saw a couple things that last road trip you're not used to seeing Jose go to.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Just underway, bottom of the first, no score. And that's out of play. Jose taking a page from the Angels hitters.
I was just thinking the same thing. Keep fouling them off. You get to 2 strikes. This can't be an easy guy to keep fouling off pitches. But if you do, you can either, if he makes a mistake, get him, or you're going to get on by a walk.
Line to left. Ward over and stumbles but hangs on. Boy, that did not look graceful, but he made the play.
The bottom line, look at it, is to catch it. He broke in like he thought he was going to have to really come hard for it, but it stayed up in the air and he almost overran it. And then he said, uh-oh, and his foot got tangled. But you make the catch. It's embarrassing. He'll take a little abuse for it, but the catch was made.
Two down. Josh Naylor, like Jose Ramirez, trying to find it again offensively. Josh was just tearing it up in the first several weeks of the season, but Just 3 for his last 30. Maybe coming home will get it rolling for him. He's batted .326 here at Progressive Field so far, covering the Guardians' first 12 home games, in which they've gone 8-4.
I remember last year when the Angels came into Cleveland in May, he had a couple of days in the first 2 games of the series hitting home runs in the 8th inning.
That's kind of when he took off.
That's exactly when he took off, yes. And that was a ball game that Bobby pitched it, but look at that guy. He was just overmatched on that hard slider.
Oh, knuckle curve.
Oh, 87 is the curveball.
Well,
you mentioned the split was 94, so
yeah, no such luck for the Guardians as far as him being a little wild like he was in his last start. He's doing 13 out of 16 pitches for strikes.
Well, then that could make a long evening.
The extra day's rest may be paying dividends for him.
Sure is.
Strikes him out, ends the inning. No score after 1.
Bored with the food you have at home? Enter Home Chef. End a busy day with our easy prep, no mess dinners. Wake up with our energizing breakfast options. And grab our quick lunches that'll hold you over till dinner. Home Chef makes it easy to enjoy all 3 meals from the comfort of home. Get breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert, of course, delivered to your door by Home Chef. Order now and get 18 free meals and free shipping, plus free dessert for life.
It's all about putting in the work. I prepare the same way for the long haul. Tono gives you all those stats to be able to say, how can I continue to get better? And it starts to challenge you, like, okay, you've done this, but now let's challenge you. Let's do this now. It's all about just training your mind, training your body, training your spirit to be as great as you can. Tono, be your strongest.
If lawn care were easy, everyone would do it, as well as True Green does it. In just 3 easy steps, True Green's online tools help customize a treatment plan for you. Our science-driven expertise ensures your custom, nutrient-rich treatment works to deliver a greener, healthier lawn. And it's all backed by the True Green Guarantee. Our experts will make sure you're happy with your lawn. Guaranteed. It's time to trust your experts at True Green. Go online to get 50% off your first application.
Dog.
Dog?
Well, stream every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for all the details.
Thank you.
Willie Calhoun leads it off for the Angels. His name was picked out of a lineup, and a ball that skips past Andres Gimenez.
There he is, pulling out of the hat, starts with a knock.
Looked like a bug on the rug, didn't it? It just somehow scooted past Gimenez.
But you know, you expect Gimenez to catch everything. But that ball was hit hard enough, you know, it got under his glove, and he's looking back. It stayed down a little bit. He thought it was going to come up. So that's no doubt a base hit.
Here now is Logan O'Hoppe. 0 for his last 10. O'Hoppe came from Philadelphia 2 years ago in exchange for Brandon Marsh.
Rick, Matt, he did say, maybe Ron Washington, and O'Hoppe at some time may become their 4th hitter, but he said the last time he put him up there, his swing got big. So I don't know if he's ready just yet for that.
Yeah, you see, it takes time. You know, kids try to do, younger players will try to adjust to the position they're hitting in. You know, so you think you have to hit long balls or drive in so many runs instead of just being yourself.
He said Joe Adell's the same thing. He goes, I'm keeping him in the bottom until he figures it out.
Well, that's
said he's swinging the bat fine, but he goes, when I put him up top, he goes, there's a different player, and that's not the guy that's good for him.
And you know, that's just, you have to know yourself.
Well, it's Ron Washington at his finest. He's so open and honest about his players.
And he's telling you the truth.
Right. And yeah. And he told us, he goes, this is the truth. I'm not joking.
No, I know it. He is telling you the truth. There's nothing else he can say. I mean, when you're injured and some of you get Mike, I mean, think about it. One of the best players in the game is Mike Trout, and you take him out of the middle part of the lineup, and it moves everybody else around, and they have to do so much more when at least they think they do. And it puts pressure on a lot of people. They do say, I did hear and talk to some of their people who say this kid's going to be really good.
He likes him.
Yeah, he's going to be a very good player behind the dish.
He says, I use all these young players. I got to make sure I'm taking care of them because I don't want them mentally to start questioning themselves.
Nice changeup. See, this is one you can see where he threw it. He had a good one his last start down. He didn't offer at it, so he laid off of it with 2 strikes.
A 3-2. And yet another foul ball. Willie Calhoun, not much of a lead. Maybe 2. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
Arias to second for 1. Rocchio's return throw not
Tell
in
you
time.
what, he got down the line pretty darn good for a catcher. I thought you're going to turn that one. They did not. He beat it out. He hustled. There's Arias getting the ball over to Jimenez. Here's the turn.
Guardians will challenge the play.
Okay, they're going to challenge. It was awfully close.
At least I think they're going to challenge. Let's see. Stephen Vogt has come out. He's saying no.
I think.
Let's see if they give any explanation here. A lot of hand signals, a lot of gesturing.
So we should be used to that with Murph.
Not because it's true, but they're not telling us yet.
They will.
Cleveland is challenging the call of no violation of the slide rule at second base and the call of safe at first base.
So they're basically challenging both portions of the play just in case.
He didn't slide? I didn't see him. I wasn't watching him. I was watching O'Hoppe go down the line. There he is. So he's on the base. Now, does he slide?
But he's not anywhere close to the base.
Well, if he can't touch the bag,
exactly,
and
he will be out, and it will be a double play. He's got to be able to touch the base, and it didn't look like it from that angle because he slid out towards center field. That's a good call. I didn't even see that until the replay. Boy, that's oh so close at first, too. Watch the slide. Now he's going on his right side away. He couldn't even get close to the base, but I don't know how far. It doesn't show you how close he was over there. I'm going to. He looks safe there, but you know, if it gets in that glove, I don't know. That's awfully close. You noticed in the last about 3 or 4 games that the replays have taken a lot longer than normal.
After review, the call of no violation of the slide rule at second base is confirmed. There is no violation. And the call of safe at first base stands. The runner is safe. Cleveland loses their challenge.
Well, look.
So he's out at second, safe at first.
Why do we have the rule then? I don't understand. That's clearly what they said you're not supposed to do. And they said there's no violation. Just because there was no contact, he didn't.
Right, he wasn't close enough. He wasn't close enough to the bag. Correct. He wasn't close enough to second base to even come close to it. He was probably about 5 feet short of the base. That's what I'm thinking. So he couldn't interfere with him.
Joe Adell fouls the first pitch back. This game's had more delays than I can remember. This is the 6th batter. 5 batters into the game, we've had 3 significant delays.
Yeah, and they fouled off 14 of his 33 pitches.
Joe Adell, he's another one of those high draft picks. He was the 10th overall pick in the 2017 draft out of high school in Kentucky. He has been swinging a hot bat of late. 12 hits in his last 10 ball games. Now 1-2. Hey, what do you know? Another foul ball.
Well, I was just watching the defense, especially in the outfield with Freeman in center. He got to 2 strikes and he started to move over. He was playing him in left center until he got to the 2 strikes, and now he's going to shade him over towards right center field now. Not a whole lot, but just because he may see that breaking ball away and he'd have to stay on it to hit it to right field.
You ever have one of those games where, for whatever reason, the pace is so disjointed that you constantly are keeping looking up? Wait, how many outs are there? Okay, yeah, there's still one.
You have to. You got to keep yourself thinking it. Yes, you know, I'm sure some of these guys still have some cobwebs. So yeah, you got to look up and check the scoreboard every pitch. And you're saying, come on, put it in play.
A little low, full count.
And I mean, he's had to throw a lot of pitches to the first 6 hitters. I mean,
Bo tried to hold that. Missed his target, though, in that.
He's had 3 full counts to this point, and I'm sure he's had a couple of guys that went 8-9 pitches per at bat.
High fly ball, left field. It's Stephen Kwan short of the track. And back to first goes old Hoppy, 2 down. Here's your Medical Mutual hometown highlight. Since last April.
It's pretty nice. Barrios has been pitching well.
Cole hasn't pitched yet this year.
No, he has not.
Ray Adrianza. This veteran has been around. He's played with San Francisco, Minnesota, Atlanta, Washington. One ball, one strike. I guess it's just, you know, his ability to play multiple positions, because if you look back since 2020, he's batted just .211. So it's hard to justify the fact that he keeps getting opportunities when he hasn't really done anything offensively. So it's that defensive versatility that keeps getting him invited back.
Yeah, and he's a switch hitter. I mean, like you say, does he get enough playing time to get in there and do anything? Obviously, he's not an everyday guy.
Yeah, he's 4 for 15. So yeah, this is only his 16th at bat. Runner at first is Ohapi, the catcher. There are 2 down in the second. And he just got frozen at the dish. Second strikeout for Bibee. No score midway through the second.
Weekday mornings on MLB Network. Wake up to baseball's hottest stories, big name guests, and a whole lot of fun. MLB Central, the show baseball fans and baseball players wake up to. Weekday mornings, only on MLB Network. Performance.
He is locked in.
Passion.
There's nobody more important than him.
Teamwork.
Working together is key.
Get inside the game with MLB Tonight.
Blanco does it! Throws a no-hitter!
Bringing you breakdowns, highlights, and live look-ins to the big moments as they happen.
But that was the MVP of the game right there.
MLB Tonight. Inside the game all season long.
Boom! How fun is this show?
Only on MLB Network.
FanDuel same game parlay. Tonight, 5 or more strikeouts from Bibee, under the strikeout total for Soriano, and under whatever that last thing was. Here's Will Brennan leading off in the bottom of the second inning. Last 9 games, he's hit .344 with 3 doubles and 3 home runs.
He's been using the whole field as well, taking his knocks the other way.
Rengifo had to wait for Shonowell to get his foot on the bag. They throw him out 1 down.
Let's check out the Rally House Angels defense. Warden left, Moniak is in center, Adele over and right. On the infield, Adrianza is the third baseman, Neto is at short, Rengifo is the second baseman, Shonowell is at first, and Ohapi behind the plate.
Jeez, why are you keeping us in suspense over there? Wait. Bouncy ball up the gut. Rengifo again. 2 down. I'll tell you one thing. Tanner Bibee right now is going, are you kidding me? I've been out there 18 pitches an inning, and you're about to let this guy get out of here?
We're putting him in play. We fouled off a few in that, at least Ramirez did, in the first inning. Yeah, sometimes that's how it works. You gotta, all right, give me some oxygen. Let me go back out there again in a hurry.
Well, Bo Naylor usually grinds his way through it at bat. He sees a lot of pitches on average. Right back up the middle again. Neto this time. Low throw, it gets by Shottlewell. Bo's on his way to second, and he'll go in there safely. So a bad throw, and Shottlewell looked like he was in good position to make the short hop play, but he just didn't come up with it.
He throws a changeup, though. He let up on it. He didn't throw it. He just tried to be, you know, nonchalant it over there, and it was a short hop. That's just an easy play. The error is going to go to Neto, but you know what? Stretch at first base. That didn't look very good, did it?
Sure did not.
I mean, put your foot out and stretch.
You see how stiff his hand was?
Absolutely. That's good. See if you can take advantage. That's a break. That should be out of the inning. That's their 17th error on the year. But boy, that was a bad throw and a bad scoop.
Gabriel Arias swings at a first pitch curveball.
He did it 3 times last night in the game.
Just, you shake your head sometimes. You can't be going up there looking to that first pitch, can you?
No. Well, if you are, I don't think that's a good game plan.
This is almost a carbon copy of the at-bat you're talking about from last night.
The exact same thing. He's never faced a guy before, and you're swinging at his curveball in the very first 2 pitches.
And then last night he threw another one way off the plate, and he swung at that one as well.
I'm sure he'll try the same thing.
How about that?
That's how scouting reports travel.
I think they were watching. I think they were watching.
Corey Seager, all eyes on him. He's ready to go. He's aggressive.
Here's a dude that swings 52% of the time on first pitches.
Corey Seager smashes a ball.
The ability to be able to come together and compete every night. You know, that's what it's all about at this point for me.
Corey Seager does it again. This guy is doing it all. He's hitting bombs all the time.
Want to put your baseball skills to the test? Then get ready to show your stuff with MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run. The official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Sign up for free for a chance to play your way to the Pitch, Hit, and Run finals at the 2024 World Series. Visit pitchhitrun.com today.
Weekday mornings on MLB Network. Wake up to baseball's hottest stories, big-name guests, and a whole lot of fun. MLB Central, the show baseball fans and baseball players wake up to. Weekday mornings, only on MLB Network.
Our stat of the game, courtesy of your Northern Ohio Buick dealers, most home record against any opponent since 2015.
That's scary.
23-2 for the Guardians against the Angels. And yet, despite all that success, last year the Angels won the season series. They went 4-3 against Cleveland. And they won the season series the previous year as well. Mickey Moniak. He was the first overall pick in the draft of 2016. And he's down swinging. Third strikeout for Tanner Bibee. One gone here in inning number 3.
There you get him with the slider. Has him out front.
And now Zach Neto. He's the final of the 5 first-round draft picks in the lineup tonight. Arch was the 13th overall pick in 2022.
Well, that's nice. You can get a pitch on 1 out here. Well, we didn't see him late in the year last year. Remember Neto, that because he was hurt.
Yeah.
And he was out. I wanted to watch him, and I didn't get a chance to see him hit because he looked like he could be a promising young hitter with that high leg kick he has.
They feel like he's a guy that you put him out there and just hopefully he stays for the next decade. 2 down, back to the top of the order. Shotwell on the first pitch, blasts it out of here, and the Angels take a 1-0 lead. That's his 3rd home run of the year, and the 5th home run allowed by Tanner Bibee.
Well, he had a long first at bat, and he got to see everything in the arsenal of Bibee, and he hung him a breaking ball, and he smoked it down the line. Shotwell, that's his 3rd home run. Look at the curveball, stayed in and up. There you go. Looked like it was effortless, didn't it? But that pitch was upstairs and hit it a ton down the line.
He just recently had a 10-game hitting streak that came to an end on Tuesday. So that'll get down. Rengifo. Back-to-back 2-out hits. And after Bibee had retired 5 in a row. Up comes Taylor Ward. I guess you have to give it up for the creativity on their, the halo, the light up halo on the helmet.
Oh yeah, it's different. Yeah, I'm trying to think what they had prior to that.
They had the whole get up. Remember they put like a whole headdress on last year.
Did they?
I'm not a fan of either.
I'm not a fan of any of them.
You're not a fan of anything.
Yeah, I am. You?
Ah! Small win for me, I guess.
Careful what you wish for. Here's the 0-1 to Taylor Ward. And a quick throw back.
Oh. I don't know if Naylor tagged him or not. He had him picked off. He had him picked off. He must not have been able to touch him. Look at, he's sitting out there. He's dead to rights. Oh, he had to pick the ball, but by the time he swipes, he couldn't get him.
Yeah, I think if he hits him in the mitt, he probably got him. Just short up. Runner took off. Bones throws a good one. And they couldn't get the tag on him. He came off the bag and he's out.
He stayed with it. Jimenez did. Now they may want a challenge. Never mind. He's out. He came off the bag.
Rengifo erased. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. Angels on top 1-0.
Intentional Talk, where baseball players reveal their biggest secrets.
I played trombone. I guess that could be a secret. You got to go long though, Kevin. It's the long one.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're right. Sorry.
Intentional Talk on MLB Network.
American League Rookie of the Year. What a superstar rookie season he had.
Can this guy do
One of the best all-around players.
You better be really good at what you do if you're going to be called Gunner. Out of here! Gunner Henderson's season is in full effect.
Gunner Henderson's my shortstop. This dude, absolute animal.
Show him who you are, kid. Show him who you are.
tomorrow night. Let's see. Tomorrow night, what do we got here? It's a 5:30 start with the game time around 6. Then Lively, Reed Detmer's the matchup. Al Pulaski and Jensen Lewis will get you ready. Brian Arocchio leads off here in the bottom of the 3rd. We invite you to stay tuned because coming up in the 4th inning, we'll visit with Julio Franco.
All right.
Have some fun talking to the ageless wonder. Brian Arocchio has hit in back-to-back games in 6 of his last 9. Triple digits up and away.
You see if he comes out of it, you know, it doesn't follow through. You can see how that ball takes off and has a lot of movement. If he stays tucked and throws through the target, he can be nasty.
His only challenge so far, and again, it's 2 innings, but it's just been trying to stay loose because his guys, their turns at bat have taken a long time. He's had to sit between innings.
Tell you what, you better be careful in the dugouts with left-handed hitters up there. When that ball runs away, there's not a whole lot of time to get out of the way.
Here's the 2-2. Back out of play.
Oh my goodness, what a catch by a young man that stuck his glove up. He is surprised. That young man made a beautiful catch. Oh yeah, the lefty.
There's a ground ball. Backhanded attempt by Neto. It goes under the glove. And Brian Arocchio has the Guardians' 2nd hit of the night. They have their leadoff man aboard here in the 3rd.
It's a good at bat. He got to it. He stays on it and goes the other way. They were playing him up the middle when he's throwing as hard as he is. But even if Neto gets to it, he's not going to be able to throw him out at first base. So a base knock for Arocchio.
And now Stephen Quado has the Guardians' other hit. He smacked one right back through Soriano and into center field. In the dirt. He had to skip out of the way.
Watch this young fella put the hand up and right into the glove on his tiptoes. He's got his Guardian hat on, and everybody's, what a great catch.
The 1-0, and that's up high. I assume that kid already has a team to play for this summer.
Well,
if he doesn't,
we'll find you one.
His phone's going to be ringing tonight.
We're going to get him to Coach Murphy.
Double play ball. 2 down.
We got him to roll over on it.
A word now from Cleveland Clinic.
Get the care you need when and where you need it. Visit clevelandclinic.org/access. Cleveland Clinic is proud to be the official healthcare provider of the Cleveland Guardians.
2 down. Andres Jimenez to the plate. 0 for 1.
There he is. Look at that.
Sign him up, folks, if he doesn't have a squad. How old a young man do you suppose he is?
I'm thinking it's 8 years old.
That's what I was thinking. I don't even think he's 10. Yeah.
Yeah, he's long.
There they are. Look at.
Yeah, look at
him. That little lefty, he's younger than that. Look up there. They want to see themselves on television.
You're the man. Sure.
Look up there. He is. That was a heck of a catch. He's got the baseball.
Yeah.
Good job.
In the air center field. Moniak back on the track at the wall, and he makes the catch to retire the side. 3 complete. Angels up 1.
Performance.
He is locked in.
Passion.
There's nobody more important than him.
Teamwork.
Working together is key.
Get inside the game with MLB Tonight.
Blanco does it. Throws a no-hitter.
Bringing you breakdowns, highlights, and live look-ins to the big moments as they happen.
But that was the MVP of the game right there.
MLB Tonight. Inside the game all season long.
Boom! How fun is this show?
Only on MLB Network.
This is your captain speaking. We'd like to welcome you on board MLB The Show 24. Where gamers can play as their favorite baseball teams, create custom players, and even relive history with some of baseball's greatest legends. Now, we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Can I play? Rated E for everyone.
Weekdays on MLB Network. Get fired up for heated baseball talk as Christopher Mad Dog Russo barks about all the big stories from around the league, along with news and commentary from Alana Rizzo. High Heat with Christopher Russo. Weekdays only on MLB Network.
Back here at Progressive Field, Angels on top 1-0 as we move to the 4th inning, and we are very happy to be joined now here in the booth by Julio Franco. And I said before, you were the ageless wonder. You look great. You played forever. Is it out of your system? Did you squeeze every last drop out of your?
No, it never will. It never will. I mean, the eager to play the game of baseball that I love so much is always going to be there. That will never change.
I mean, when you came to Cleveland, that was an opportunity, right? A chance to play, a chance to, live out your childhood dream.
Yes, when I came to Cleveland, at the beginning I was a little disappointed because I was supposed to be the prospect to play after Larry Bowa. And
in Philadelphia, right, where you came from.
Exactly.
Right.
And they bring me to Cleveland 5-for-1. But when I got here, like you said, I got the opportunity to play. I got the opportunity to play every day shortstop, and the team then don't give me any hard time. They let me play, with no pressure, and I took advantage of that.
You certainly did. You came in, like you say, with the 5 guys, but. When you first came and you wanted to work your way up, I want to talk about philosophy of hitting and what you felt you had to do when you stepped into the batter's box. If you were facing a guy that you've never faced before when you were a rookie, what would you sit and look fastball first pitch? No, it's down for a double.
Yep.
I mean, would you have a philosophy you'd look fastball first pitch if you never knew a guy?
Well, Archie, when we got to the big leagues, we have a lot of guys that were there already to teach you some things. And as you know, we always look for fastballs.
Right. You sit on it.
That was the philosophy. You sit on fastball, you adjust to the curveballs and the changeups.
Right. Now, we were talking about an at-bat that our player, third baseman, had Arias, who's a young player, getting time. And he plays all over, but he goes up there and has never faced a guy before, and you see him swinging early in the counts at curveballs when you've never seen him before.
Exactly right. The thing is, you need to do your homework. You need to know who's pitching. You need to have a game plan, and you need to go to the plate to execute that plan.
Right.
But you need to do that. And when you don't see a pitcher, and you go there and you swing at the first pitch slider, he's going to continue doing the same thing.
Yeah.
he's gonna expand the strike zone and slider, and you continue swinging. But the thing is, what would you do if you swing at that pitch? You second at bat. What would you do?
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. We were talking about
you
this.
never got to look at his fastball.
No,
still don't know what it does.
You don't know. You don't know.
Right.
That's the problem. It's not the first at bat. It's the second at bat. What are you going to do now? Taking the pitch?
Yeah. And I'm sure he'll get a fastball to hit on that pitch. We're thinking he's going to get a breaking ball.
Exactly right.
But he'll show it to him and then come back with this again.
And he probably said, well, I'm going to see the guy now because I don't have the opportunity to see him in my first at bat. And the guy throw you a cookie and you take it.
Yeah, and that's the philosophy of hitting. Everybody has to have a game plan going into the batter's box, and that's what they preach today. And you know, you can have all the numbers and you know what it does or it doesn't. Your job is to control the strike zone of when you get a pitch. You know, whether it's in or out, but you want your pitch to hit until you get to 2 strikes, and then you sort of like you put it in play.
Long run for Freeman. He can't get there. Calhoun will score, and into second base is Logan O'Hoppe with an RBI double to make it 2-0 Angels. Well, he got a good pitch to drive, and he stayed right on it, didn't he?
Yeah, that was a breaking ball out over the plate. He's had 2 good at-bats. He ends up finding the gap in right center field. You don't see many hitters anymore hitting like you used to, with the hands high.
Well, hitters nowadays are teach different. You know, you don't get on top of the ball. They do a launch angle, exit velocity, and I understand where they're coming from. What I don't understand is the cookie cutter stuff that everybody has to have the same swing, and we're not the same.
Right.
I mean, if you see the game nowadays, it will be hard for me to play.
Yeah. Well, because that's your comfort zone. But what people don't realize, when the ball gets into the hitting area, his hands are in the same spot that everybody else's will be.
Everybody else has to be in that particular spot to hit the ball.
Right.
Or you'll be late.
Yes. And, you know, it doesn't matter if you're throwing 100 or you're throwing 80 miles an hour. Everything is.
But here's the problem. Every kid that was watching you play, they went back home and their wiffle ball and they were trying to use that same bat, not understanding that eventually you've got to get the hands in a good hitting
Exactly. That's only my comfort zone. Like that's what I feel comfortable up here. That's what I get my rhythm. But when I'm ready to strike, when I'm ready to hit the ball, my hands are in the proper position so I can attack the ball.
Yes. I was looking at their first baseman, Shunenwell. You know, the left-hander who hit the home run for them. He had his hands up there, but they come down and they get ready and they go into play.
Shunenwell almost looked a little bit like old Craig Counsell. Remember Counsell used to have his hands up high?
Carl Yastrzemski.
Oh, yeah.
Go back, one of the greatest of all time.
My God, he was great. I got an opportunity to see him play late in his career.
Him,
yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes.
There's Shunenwell.
Yes.
He's got those hands way up there. Now watch how they come down and drop into the slot.
You gotta drop into the slot.
Yes.
You leave your hands upstairs. There's no way you're gonna do it.
That's right. And I mean that's what people have to understand. That's, like you say, my comfort zone. I'm relaxed, and then I get myself into hitting.
And everybody has one. It doesn't matter. Remember Eric Davis?
Yes.
Down here.
Yeah. And Bobby Bonds used to hit down here, and he was a hitting coach. Was he your hitting coach here in Cleveland? He used to hit with his hands down here, and he wanted guys to stay down there.
Yes.
But you had to have some strong hands to hit that higher.
Quick hands, quick release, fought by Rocchio, 2 down. Let's take a look at some of your swings, your exploits.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Look at that.
Got him.
Middle of the plate.
Yeah, a walk-off.
Did you like hitting in this ballpark?
I love to hit in this ballpark. But the thing is, it wasn't the ballpark, it was the team that we got.
Yeah.
And there's no way to pitch around anybody.
Right.
That was a great team. You got a guy that hit 7 or 8, he got 20 home runs. I mean, it was an outstanding team.
It's more fun when you hit in a lineup that can hit because you can't skip anybody.
No.
That makes it, and that takes pressure off of everybody because, you know, you don't feel like you have to do it yourself.
No. It was everybody. It was different guy every day.
Yeah.
It's not loading yourself that I have to do this every day. Albert was here, but he didn't have to do it every day.
Right.
He got Gene Tolman.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
Manny.
back in those days, I remember going back and saying, you'll never see a team this good. I mean, you're getting spoiled from what we're watching.
Yeah.
They're that good.
Yeah.
You know,
They're
and I
great.
mean, from 1 to 9. It's like what the people are saying about the Atlanta Braves right now, you know, 1 through 9, and a couple of the teams that are in baseball. There's not many that can say that.
Yeah. Well, you talk about the Atlanta Braves. I remember when I was in Atlanta, that team was almost like the Indians. You got Chipper Jones.
Yes.
Moved to left field.
Right.
You got Andrew Jones in Sheffield. Vinny Castillo for Cal, and Michael Jai, myself. And you got Javi Lopez at the plate. I mean, that was outstanding.
Yeah, that's
it
You've been fortunate enough.
Yeah, it wasn't quite like the Indians, but
well,
you got
right.
numbers over there.
Oh, yes.
I think you were reading my mind because I was going to ask you. You played on a lot of teams with great lineups. You were in Chicago with Frank Thomas.
Yes.
And you had Ozzie Guillen and Robin Ventura and Tim Raines. When you were in Texas, you had Pudge Rodriguez and Juan Gonzalez and Rafi Palmeiro.
Ruben Sierra.
Ruben High Sierra.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
so,
those are some pretty good offenses when you think
and
about
that
it.
makes it easy for you to prepare yourself every day because you know that those guys prepare themselves to play. And like you said, Rick, you don't have to have the pressures on yourself that you have to do it every day. There will be a different guys come to the play and the situation where they know they have to drive in the run, and they did. I mean, it was a great team.
So, I think you already answered it, but the Tomey, Bell, Lofton, Manny Ramirez, that's the best lineup you think you ever part of?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. By far. Because you have all those guys in there, and you have the experience. When you have Eddie Murray as a DH, come on, guys.
I know. That's right.
And you got Manny, Lofton, Bell, Tomey.
Yeah. When you came back in '96,
yeah,
how were you different? I mean, you came to Cleveland. We were hoping you were going to be the next great player. And as Rick can tell you, in those years, we were waiting for the next great player. We were waiting for that guy to take us to the promised land. When you came back in '96, how had you changed?
Well, I changed a lot because I went to Japan, and it makes me more disciplined. In Japan, you have to be disciplined because they're not going to throw you a fastball a lot.
They throw a lot of breaking balls.
If you see a Japanese pitcher, he throw you one fastball,
right?
And he throw you one slider, he throw you a forkball, and you see those guys they're very consistent in the strike zone. They know what they're doing. You have to be patient. When I came back here, I use that.
Yeah,
I use that. I'm going to be patient. I know who's hitting behind me. If I don't get my cookie, if I don't get that pitch to hit, I know who's behind me. I don't have to worry about it.
Oh, boy.
That's hit hard. It is deep, and it's not coming back. And that is a 2-out, 3-run homer for Mickey Moniak, who was hitting 141 going into that at bat. But, as I said before, he was the former first overall pick in the draft of 2016. So it's not like this guy's void of talent despite his struggles this year.
There's your four-seam fastball right down Broadway. And he got it all.
Out there.
That hurts. 2-out, 3-run homer. That's 4 on the board, and it's a 5-0 game.
Oh, that was the lead. Who's that back?
Now,
He grounds that back.
do you want to stay a part of baseball in some way, shape, or form? Whether it can be getting in the coaching or doing anything?
Yes, Rick. When I came in to sell out the year early, I told you that, I started studying analytics, sabermetrics, human biomechanics, just to know the game today. I play the game. I want to know the game today. I went to Mexico for 2 years as a GM. We did well over there. And now I'm going to come back to an organization, especially in the minor leagues. I think I can help a lot of guys in the minor leagues, especially Latinos that come into the game and help them not only because I speak Spanish, it's because I played the game for such a long time that I can.
You want to give back?
I want to get back. I want to get back, and because I know I can contribute to an organization.
Yeah,
I know I can do that.
Well, and hey, if you love it and it's always going to be in your blood, you certainly want to give back to what you learned and teach it. Teach it back to the kids.
Exactly
that's
right.
a great way to do it.
The 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. He struck him out. But the Angels strike for 4. They lead 5-0. We'll see if Julio can get the Guardians' bats going when we come back.
It takes about 200 steps to make a pair of Tecovas boots. But the steps that matter most are the ones you'll take in yours. With comfort for long days and style for big nights. Any place worth going to is worth going in good boots. So no matter where you're headed, don't go gently. Find your pair at tecovas.com.
The salty air, the golden light. Reflections of who you were, who you are, and who you're becoming. Luxury meets performance. Peter Malone.
So that's how they're so productive. They use Fiverr. Look how quickly they find freelancers. So simple.
Yeah, but why are they working in the dark?
Grow your business easily with freelancers. Fiverr.
Look at all those snacks. You must be a king.
I did just pay 60% less for my ticket with the Game Time app. It's the best place to get last-minute deals on tickets. I guess I'm just a better fan than you.
I gotta get the Game Time app.
Download the Game Time app to get great deals on last-minute tickets.
This is Fubo. It's a better way to watch ESPN and other top sports networks. Plus, get coverage of your local teams all year long. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
Jose Ramirez, Josh Naylor, Will Brennan coming up for Cleveland. Guardians down 5. Jose Soriano has yielded just 2 hits so far. And Jose Ramirez looks at a fastball low and away. How much have you had a chance to watch Jose Ramirez?
Well, I watch him a lot because I watch a lot of games. I don't have the opportunity to meet him, but that kid's a great hitter.
Yeah.
He's a great hitter. He's a great athlete. He doesn't have the frame of a big, tall hitter. He got the power.
Yeah, he's got the nice line drive power. He's a great hitter that when he puts a good swing on it, line drives out here, both sides of the plate.
Both sides of the plate.
And he's climbing the ladder in every category, you know, here in the Cleveland Guardians history books. You know, it doesn't matter extra base hits. You know, it's something different every day.
Here's Josh Naylor, struck out his first time up, ball's in the dirt. You know, Rick, when I think about Julio Franco, no one could ever look at his body of work as a player and say, I wonder if he liked the game, if he loved the game. Because you went anywhere. You went to Japan, you went to Mexico, you went to Korea. And this is after you'd already had a great
big
run
league,
in the major
absolutely.
leagues. And then I think about at age 55, you came back one more time and played in the independent league with kids that you could have been their father. What was that experience like for you?
That was a great experience because they asked me a lot of questions, and you know, being from a major league where they never made it, they want to know
everything.
How's it feel?
Yeah.
How's it feel to be in there? What have you done? It's just great. And I have to explain to these guys. I said, you know what? You have to love the game, and you have to train hard, and you have to take care of your body. You have to eat well. I mean, to be a baseball player, you have to be professional in every aspect of your life. I call them elite athletes, are elite ball players, elite eaters, elite workers, elite husbands, elite friends, elite teammates.
Yeah,
you have to have all of that quality and put them all together and take care of yourself to play this game. How many guys we see with a lot of talent?
Oh, there's a lot of talent out there
that never made it.
Right.
Or never come up here and they can't do it.
This is what I'm talking about, though. I mean, he never gave up, just kept grinding away. Oldest player in the history of Major League Baseball to hit a home run at age 48, grand slam at 45. 2 home runs in a game at age 46. Steal 2 bags.
And people don't understand this is a young man's game. You're not supposed to play this game at that age. You're not allowed to.
No.
You're too old. You go to the other league. Go to the senior league.
Exactly right.
I'm telling you,
to do those things.
if you could do that at this level, at that kind of age, you're a super freak. I mean, you're a freak of nature because you just can't do it.
This is probably impossible to answer now that there are 2 outs in the inning, but I just wonder, and you don't have to answer. I wonder, though, what would Julio Franco today go back and tell young Julio Franco about to make his major league debut?
Go foul.
You got to think about that one for a minute.
Yeah, I think about that one.
You got 90 seconds.
Let's talk about sex. As you get a little older, things tend to work a little differently.
I felt shame, embarrassment, guilt.
Like something had been knocked out from underneath me. What HIMS does is says, hey, look, don't worry about it. We got this part covered. 100% online.
The whole process was very discreet.
It made me feel like I'm a rock star.
This product has changed my life.
When it kicked in, I said, yeah, I'm back. I remember this feeling.
Get started today at 4hims.com.
Bored with the food you have at home? Enter Home Chef. End a busy day with our easy prep, no mess dinners. Wake up with our energizing breakfast options. And grab our quick lunches that'll hold you over till dinner. Home Chef makes it easy to enjoy all 3 meals from the comfort of home. Get breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert, of course, delivered to your door by Home Chef. Order now and get 18 free meals and free shipping, plus free dessert for life.
Ooh, that's a lovely view.
What are you 2 looking at?
Tip pick.
What did you say?
Tip pick. Tickets to the show with no hidden fees.
Finished my chores. Ready for my allowance.
Greenlight is way better than how I got paid for chores. Mowing all those lawns really paid off. That was not radical.
Bring your family into the financial future.
Five 5-0. Angels on top as they come to bat here in the top of the 5th inning. Tanner Bibee back out here, and he is just shy of 80 pitches on the night. He's got the top of the order to go to work. And a fastball strike to the outside corner. Sorry, we gave you the break to think about it, but that's a tough one to answer, isn't it?
It is a tough one to answer.
But if you could go back in time, is there one thing that you learned during your journey throughout baseball that would have really helped you as a young player? I wish I would have known.
I wish I would have been more disciplined. Young.
But that's hard to do when you're
exactly
18 years old and you're talking about baseball.
I wish I could be more disciplined. I mean,
this kid's swinging a bat.
I got it, and I was disciplined, but I wish I could do that. Oh, I wish I could find someone to tell me, you know what? You got to do more in defense. You got to play more defense. But at the time, it was hitting. And you remember Johnny Goro?
Oh, yes.
I hate that guy. I hate Johnny Goro with the passion. Because spin training, everybody goes home.
Let's go. We're going out to the field. You're going to take some ground balls at short?
Yeah.
When you're dead tired, you want to go home?
I said, why you hate me so much?
He didn't hate you. He loved you. That's why he was taking you out to the ballpark, and he wanted to teach you to be the best shortstop you could be.
Exactly right. Late in my career, when I saw him in Texas, I said, you know what? I love you.
Yeah.
And now I understand why you did all these things to me. And you know what he says? I was doing my job.
Yeah, Johnny,
I saw the potential in you, and my job was to develop that all those abilities. You didn't know at the time, but that was my job. I said, you did a great job.
Yeah, hey, he's a legend in this organization.
Yes.
Because he spent so many years and helped so many young players. He's truly one of the best baseball guys. He's a baseball lifer. And
yes,
I mean, if you don't know him, you should, because he was a heck of a baseball man.
Brian Rocchio got to it, but couldn't get the ball out of his glove, and that's a problem for him.
No, because he's rushing right there. He doesn't take his time. He's trying to be too quick at getting it out of the glove. He's got to be a little more patient and get to the ball first and throw it to second, and everything will be fine. If he beats it, he beats it. You made a nice stop, right?
Yeah. The thing is about that play is you got to know three things: speed of the ball, speed of the runner, location of the ball. Right. If you know these things, then you know you don't have to rush it.
Yes. But he gets, I mean, he's young. He's just making, and he wants to get it out before he can get himself set and make a throw.
You're only going to get one out of that. So
right.
Try to get the guy, get on your feet, get it.
That's all you need. One out at a time.
One out at a time.
Taylor Ward 0 for 2 on the night. And a foul right back. Did you enjoy, you know, when you came back to Cleveland by 1996, did you enjoy your role as a veteran that could help younger players, or did you kind of like approach it like, you know, if they have a question, they can come and ask me, you know?
No, I enjoy giving what was given to me. The change never break. I mean, I remember when guys came into the game, get to the big leagues. Not only that you take them under your wing, Archie, you know that they used to take you shopping.
Yeah.
Buy you a suit. You got to dress this way. You got to do things this way. I mean, they took you under your wing. So when I came back here, I came back and I took Manny. And I see this kid, that kid, Manny Ramirez at the time was. I know he was going to be a superstar. But now you learn. Now you remember. I'm coming from Japan, where I'm more mellow, more relaxed, enjoy more the game, and see the atmosphere, see the game from a different level, more mental.
The players, the veteran players, took care of the clubhouse. They taught the young players how to act, how to tip when you go on the road, and what you do. Call the bellmans to come get your bags, bring it down. They taught you how to play the game as a big leaguer, right?
Exactly right.
And that's the nice thing about the game. When you've done it for a while, you get the respect, but you got to teach the young ones.
Deep to left, Kwan makes the catch on the track, and run will score.
See, it's a lot to learn. When you become a Major League Baseball player, it's not only hit the ball, catch the ball, throw the ball. It's more responsibilities. Signing autographs. For instance, you know, I see guys that now say not to a kid, signing autograph. Guy stays in there 2 or 3 hours. I remember when I was in Philly. You know, that was a great lineup. Greg Lucinski, Bake McBride, Gary Mack, Mike Smith, Robbie Bowe, Manny Trujillo. You know who was the first baseman? Mr. Pete Rose.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That's right.
Catcher's Booney. You know, it's at the mound that night. Steve Carton. I mean, and you see this kid from the Dominican Republic on the bench, like,
just sit.
Remember those days? You don't say nothing.
Yeah, right. Absolutely right. You listen and you learn.
You listen and you learn. You don't talk.
Right. That's true.
I always remember that play where I'm trying to remember if it was in the World Series. I think it was in the World Series. It's a pop-up in front of the dugout. Bob Boone runs over. It pops out of his glove, and Pete Rose is standing right there and snatches it out of the air with his bare hand, you know, to save the out.
That guy was amazing. That guy loves the game. He plays hard every single day.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you a story. Manny Trujillo told me once, hey, let's go to the ballpark. I said, what time? It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I said, what? Spring training. So what are we going to do there? You see, you'll see.
Arias quick release, 2 down.
When I got to the ballpark, he said, listen, pow, pow, pow. He took me to the
batting cage.
Pete Rose hitting at 5:30 in the morning.
And he's already in the league at this point.
Oh, yeah.
10, 15 years?
Oh, yeah. I'll never forget that. He said, you see that? It means if he's here at 5 o'clock hitting already,
You got to be here earlier than that.
Fly drive. Rocchio picks it and throws it off. Julio, thanks so much. Appreciate your stories.
Thank you.
And all you've done for us over the years. Thanks for stopping by.
Rick, this is a
great to see.
Weekdays on MLB Network. Get fired up for heated baseball talk as Christopher Mad Dog Russo barks about all the big stories from around the league, along with news and commentary from Alana Rizzo. High Heat with Christopher Russo. Weekdays only on MLB Network.
Bryce Harper is special. He's got a flair for the dramatic.
Bryce Harper for me is must-see TV.
You can't take your eyes off him.
We all love his feistiness.
Every time it's a big moment, Bryce Harper comes through.
That's what you always dream of, to put a city on your back and do that for your team.
He did it again! It is Bedlam at the bank!
One of the coolest sports moments ever.
Want to put your baseball skills to the test? Then get ready to show your stuff with MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run. The official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Sign up for free for a chance to play your way to the Pitch, Hit, and Run finals at the 2024 World Series. Visit pitchhitrun.com today.
Six 0 Angels on top, bottom of the fifth. Guardians have just 2 hits tonight. Singles by Stephen Kwan and Brian Rocchio. They've hit a few balls hard, but you can't say enough about what the Angels have done. I mean, second time around, it was like a completely different game against Tanner Bibee. First time through the order, he dominated, just like he had in 2 starts against them last year. But whew, did they make the adjustment tonight? Tyler Freeman grounded out. His only time up. Ground ball to first. And Soriano over to cover the bag. 1 away. Spectrum replay shows you how the Angels got to Tanner Bibee tonight.
All right, let's look at the location. There, that was after the good first at bat. Everything was up in the strike zone. That was off speed. There's a fastball, a little too much of the plate. He's getting a little too much of the plate, and they took advantage. I'll tell you what, they had a good approach against him. And just remember that first time through, how many pitches they fouled off against him.
I was just about to ask you guys, how much do you think that first inning and the work he had to put in?
I think it had everything to do because they saw everything he had in the first time through.
First, you think about the first 2 guys saw almost 20
and
pitches.
He had good stuff tonight.
He did.
But that second time, see, he's going through it in his mind right now. Hey, he just hit a little too much of the plate, but they didn't miss.
Hitting wise, now I'll tell you what the guys over here are saying. That, you know, some of the veterans are saying we got to be more patient and get the ball up. We're hitting his pitch, we're swinging too early, and we're hitting the ball into the ground. Need to be patient.
They're topping everything.
Yes.
There's a lot of thuds. Well, there you go. Yeah, but you get that up, and it's 98 upstairs. It's not an easy pitch to handle.
He's had good stuff.
He's got great stuff.
And you're right, that sinker, you said it in the first inning, but as you watch, I know we just put up the velo, but you can tell on the side, that sinker it's moving.
It's running all over the place. See, that's what you don't really see on television. You don't see it up here. Get in the batter's box, and I'll tell you what, that's where you see it. And then just starts putting thoughts in your mind. Oh, my God, I can't hit that.
Then you start swinging.
You start swinging at it, you knock it right back into the ground. There's a good swing.
Bo Naylor with a base hit. He's hit now in 8 of his last 12 starts.
That's a two-seamer. That's the two-seam fastball. Stayed up enough for Bo to get it and put a good swing on it. So there's a base knock. He needed it.
All right, you and Julio talked about it. What's Arias going to get to start this bat off?
Well, we're going to take a
cookie. I like to talk about the cookie, so a cookie's coming.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll see, but he doesn't know what to sit on because he swung at the first 3, so does he want to swing again on the first pitch? He said, I'm going to keep trying. And O'Hoppe says, let's keep going with it until he stops.
I thought that's a perfect spot. You got to throw him a fastball down the middle.
Just to let him
no way he can swing.
Because he doesn't know how fast it is. He doesn't know what it's doing. Well, that was my thought process, too, going into it. But they wanted to stay breaking ball.
They did him a favor. Let's see if he can take advantage.
Well, he'll swing at the fastball here. Oh.
A lot of those fastballs have run up. The ones that have all run towards that right-handed hitter's box.
That'll scare you.
Yeah.
When you're a right-handed hitter.
That's what going to do, right? It's going to run that way.
I told you this kid at the start of the game on the road, he had a .64 ERA. Look at that little sinker, topper. Oh!
From his knee, threw it away.
He slipped as he was throwing, and it got into the camera bay, I believe.
Yeah, he kind of caught a break because if that hit the sidewall and kicked down the line, they get a run there at least.
Well, you know what? Watch his back foot as he planted, and it slips, and he's offline with the throw. He still made a pretty athletic play. Here you go. There's the foot slipping out. He went to one knee, and you see it just brings Shonwell off the bag, and he couldn't catch it. So I'm sure they'll probably give him a hit and an error. Maybe not. Hit and an error, yes.
This will be the pitching coach, Barry Enright.
Yeah, I'll give him a moment to settle down, calm him down.
T-Mobile coverage cam shows you what the Guardians have been dealing with tonight.
99-mile-an-hour heater. There's the breaking ball. There's a two-seamer. You get to roll over. Another nice curveball. That one was up, and he beat it in the ground. Look at, I mean, that just, it's coming so fast, and it has movement on it. But you think you're there, but you don't square it up. But this will be a good time. You got to get at least one on this board about now, and hopefully you can get them both in there with just the one out.
Brian Rocchio slapped a single to the left side of the infield. And he just swung at a ball that was in the dirt. This was a premeditated swing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That time, Soriano made a good throw, 2 down.
Well, he had time, and he knew they couldn't come in from third base, so he gets the second out. And he didn't panic. He knew he had plenty of time. This guy, he gets off the mound well.
And so Stephen Kwan coming to the plate, 1 for 2 tonight. If Kwan can get a hit here, that should net you 2 runs for sure. Arias will be off on anything he puts in play.
Yeah, he's going to make him throw a strike, which is a good idea.
Checked on a 99-mile-an-hour fastball away.
Yeah, you just got to make him get it. See, this is what makes Kwan such a great hitter. He controls his strike zone. He doesn't go out of it to help the pitcher out. And that's why he gets good pitches to hit. He's going to see that. That was not a strike, but you know, it was close enough. They gave it to him. But you swing at that, you're not going to hit it. Okay, it's now only 3-1. He's going to make him get it up and get another one. That was better than the first.
Yeah, I'd agree.
All right, you still got one more to go.
That's the conversation had over here that they've been saying. Stay off of that early in the count.
Right, you've got to control your strike zone early in the count.
3-2.
That was a great at bat, and he wanted that pitch, but you see the movement. He expected a swing, and that's what patience does. Now you move the line for this guy. Now you get another guy on base. That was a great take.
Soriano wanted it.
Yeah, he did.
But that's the part too. When you're down 3-0, sometimes it's tough to make 3 good pitches in a row.
It's really tough to make it, and a lot of guys can't do it. That's a strike. Okay, see, those are the ones you got to lay off.
Easy to say for us, though.
I know.
I mean,
it's so true, Andre.
But I get it.
But you like it. You're looking out over a little bit more, you know, if you're a hitter. I don't want it in on my fist, and that's where he's staying right here with the first 2 pitches.
Well, that's good at bat for Jimenez. You can't hit those pitches, so there's no sense in swinging at them. And now down 0-2, he knows he's got to go to work.
Now you're just trying to put it in play. This guy's got great stuff.
Bases loaded, 2 down, 0-2 pitch. Wow.
He went to work, didn't he?
He sure did. 3 pitches gets him out of the jam.
National League Rookie of the Year is Corbin Carroll.
This dude is an absolute beast.
He's got every tool. He's got the power tool.
Carroll has hit another one.
Runs like the wind.
There goes Corbin. Go, Corbin, go.
He plays D.
Oh, he's got it. His signature play, that sliding grab.
Pound for pound, maybe the strongest player in the league.
It's been an incredible ride.
Weekdays on MLB Network, it's the baseball show for the thinking fan. Join Brian Kenny and his daily panel of experts for a more analytical look at the game. Think baseball with MLB Now. Weekdays only on MLB Network.
Guardians' upcoming schedule, courtesy of Fubo. Tigers are in next, and then it's off to Chicago, 4-gamer against the White Sox, down to Texas to take on the Rangers.
th game for Heron. Coming in now. Once again, that bullpen's going to get some work. 4 innings to have to pick up.
91 pitches for Tanner Bibee tonight. 65 of those were strikes. And as Andre alluded to, you wonder, the 44 pitches in the first 2 innings, did that have an effect on him? He had an 8-pitch third, and it looked like he was rolling. Even with that 8-pitch third inning, he gave up the home run to Sean.
Yeah, he made a mistake there, but they all saw his stuff, man, early.
One down.
To the plate now for the Angels, number 13,
Ray Adrianza walked and scored in that 4th inning. And takes a strike. Lifted, foul, out of play. Now the 1-2 offering. Buzzed him inside. Guardians came into this game tonight with a record of 20-11. Both they and the Baltimore Orioles tied for the best record in the American League heading into play tonight. Adrianza down on strikes. What's really interesting, Arch, is the fact that despite the great start, the whole division is bunched together because it is the only division in baseball with 4 teams over 500 on this, the 3rd day of May.
They got hot. You know, you got Minnesota on a 10-game winning streak.
How much do you guys think? You guys brought up how much we've played the AL West, and we really have not seen the Central other than the White Sox. I think everyone's going to have to play each other soon and kind of break that up, Matt.
Oh, yeah, that's coming. I mean, we'll get back to it.
This is your captain speaking. We'd like to welcome you on board MLB The Show 24. Where gamers can play as their favorite baseball teams, create custom players, and even relive history with some of baseball's greatest legends. Now, we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Can I play? Rated E for everyone.
Superstar center fielder Julio Rodriguez.
I think he's one of the faces of the game.
This kid is special beyond words.
Julio Rodriguez, listen, at the end of the day, guys, this guy's a superstar.
Impossibly! Oh, what a play by Julio Rodriguez!
What a life!
This is the man right here.
I feel like we were pretty responsible feet.
Another historic chapter.
Weekdays on MLB Network, it's the baseball show for the thinking fan. Join Brian Kenny and his daily panel of experts for a more analytical look at the game. Think baseball with MLB Now. Weekdays only on MLB Network.
American League Rookie of the Year.
What a superstar rookie.
Games against the Angels. The offer will run through tomorrow, so don't miss out. Visit CLEguardians.com/ballparkpass for more information.
Jose Ramirez leads off here in the 6th inning for Cleveland. He is 0 for 2, drove one to deep center his last time up in the 4th. For Cleveland, after this series concludes on Sunday, they will begin a stretch in which they will play 10 of the next 13 games against the AL Central.
Okay, back in the division.
And the ball hammered, right field, caught. One down. Speaking of the American League Central Division, the injury report brought to you by the attorneys at Elk and Elk. And Myron Buxton officially on the injured list. I'm calling it a right knee injury.
15th career IL stint since 15. That's a lot.
That's a decade. 15 times in a decade. That's
wow.
The other stretch in which the Guardians will play a lot of games in the division comes at the end of June, from June 27th to July 11th, which pretty much takes you almost to the All-Star break. They will play 11 out of 14 games against Central Division opponents. So you got two big stretches prior to the All-Star break where they will make up the fact that they haven't really played.
Well, you have to, because you're going to play them all once again in the second half as well.
So look at Detroit right now, and they're about, I want to say 1, 2, 3. They're at 12 games against the Central so far. So they've got more than us. They've played KC. They've played Minnesota twice. And you've talked to us about this off there. Minnesota's made their hay and got back into this thing by playing the Sox, I believe, 6 times.
Sox and the Angels.
And the Angels, yes.
And the Angels have struggled, but it doesn't look like it tonight.
That's the thing. It's all, you know. Is it relative, or is it just when you play it?
It's bingo. It's when. I always say it's when you need a team. I mean, if they're not playing well, or they just.
People say, "Oh, the Guardians beat up on Oakland." Look what Oakland just did to the Yankees.
Oakland's doing it to everybody.
Hey, Oakland's in 3rd place in that division.
They've
2 games under 500.
When they left here, they were 1 game under 500 outside of the games they played against the Guardians. They have played good baseball.
Yeah. Well, those 6 losses out of 7 games, you got to add those in. You can't take them away.
Oh, I get it. But when people say that, it's like, no, the Guardians had their number, but they just swept Pittsburgh. As you said, they're in 3rd place and playing good baseball. They gave the Yankees all they could handle.
At the end of the day, you're going to play 81 at home, 81 on the road. You're going to play everybody in the division.
And you're going to play everybody in baseball.
Twice there. Yeah, I mean.
I love how this setup is. It makes it fair for everybody because you have to play everybody instead of playing your 19 games in your own division.
Especially with
so
all the especially with the wild cards and the way it's set up, it's only fair that you get the chance to play everybody else. Because
this year should make it more interesting because you have 4 teams off to good starts. So every time you match up in your division, well, you better have your chin buckled.
You can't let any games get away. You got to play good, solid baseball.
Fastball strike.
Any team can beat any team at this level on any given day.
Who was it the Soriano pitched against last time, Matt? He had trouble. Minnesota. Twins.
Yeah. Ending in 2/3.
Yeah, he gave up 3 hits, 4 runs, gave up 3 walks, and just 1 strikeout. Didn't give up any homers.
Tonight, if you came to the game, you didn't know that.
But he only threw 43% strikes.
Right, but you would have no idea of that because of how well he's pitched tonight.
Oh, he's locked in tonight.
I don't see any team hitting him hard tonight.
He's got 58 out of his 85 pitches, now 86 pitches for strikes.
See, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, he made 48 pitches on the 27th of April and hasn't pitched since. So he's pitching on extended rest. Plus, he only made 48 pitches the last time he started. So
and they're finding out they may have to give him that extra day rest, and you can see what it's like.
Whatever the case is, he is breathing fire tonight.
That'd be a good question to ask Wash tomorrow.
We're going to sit down with Wash tomorrow.
I know you are. That's I'm talking to you.
Yeah, I know you are. I look forward to it. That's one of the things I'll ask him about. I just love how he goes about managing and talking to him.
Right field, Adele. 6 complete. Angels 6, Guardians nothing.
All the big hits.
At the wall, gone! No doubt about it!
All the great grabs.
Oh, wow! You gotta be kidding me!
the swagger.
And he does it in grand fashion.
Relive the day's biggest plays all in one lightning-fast hour.
Oh, my goodness. What a show. You better believe it.
Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings, only on MLB Network.
It's time for MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run, the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Host a local event and give kids in your community a chance to compete in the Pitch, Hit, and Run finals at the 2024 MLB World Series. Sign up for free at pitchhitrun.com.
Weekday mornings on MLB Network. Wake up to baseball's hottest stories, big-name guests, and a whole lot of fun. MLB Central, the show baseball fans and baseball players wake up to. Weekday mornings, only on MLB Network.
Back here in Cleveland, Ron Washburn, a handshake and a hug for Jose Soriano, who gave him 6 shutout innings tonight in the series opener.
Have to keep an eye on that guy. Pretty good.
Tim Herron worked a 1-2-3 6th inning, stays on to pitch the 7th. Zach Neto 0 for 2, leading it off. The 1-1. Way outside. Three balls at a strike. Zach Neto, a new approach at the plate this year, and it's given him better overall results. Batting average not where he wants it to be.
Yeah, but that's first month, isn't it?
But in his last 9 games, he's picked up 13 hits. Foul off to the right. Basically, Rick, he did some, some research and found that elite sprinters, they run at 85% instead of 100% to stay loose. Because when you tense up, when you tighten up your muscles, you can't react well. You can't be an athlete. So he's trying to incorporate that. And it always goes back, for me, it always goes back to 1997 Matt Williams, when he would say, when you're struggling, I try to tell myself, try easier. Yeah. Because when you try harder, you just screw it up.
Right. Well, that's hard to do. But I've heard that a lot of times. And that's what I wanted to see. He swung at the first pitch in his first at-bat, and I wanted to see if he still had that leg kick.
With 2 strikes, he says he tries to tone it down.
Yeah.
Which you see it with a lot of hitters.
He's on his toe now. He just, yeah. It's so different from where he was last year.
He doesn't want to ditch it completely. At least that's what he says.
Just goes out to his toe, front toe, and
Neto down on strike, second strikeout for Tim Herron, and a Ken Ganley Kia game break here with Al Pulaski.
All right, Matt, Arch, Andre, let's go down to St. Pete's. This one, wild one. Tampa Bay 10, Mets 7. Here's how the Rays got their most recent run. 4th home run of the year for Randy Arozarena. Then the Mets came back in the 5th. They scored some more. Bottom of the 7th inning, 17 total runs between these two teams, fellas.
Can't see his number, but at least you can see his name on the back of his jersey.
Turn out the lights. That's the only how you're going to see those numbers. They glow in the dark. Arch, should I get you one of those so we can find you at night?
No, I'm all good.
All right, on the road.
I know where you can find me at night. Oh, you like that?
Yeah, I know where to find you. All right, I'll get myself one and we'll call it a day.
All righty.
Matt, being the true professional, when I showed him those jerseys, he goes, I can't see the numbers. I'm like,
can't see the numbers.
You know who those guys are.
That's because we have to.
It's not a jersey if you can't see the numbers.
I hear you. It's not a high school game. We know who the guys are, though.
By the way, you didn't finish the thought. Were you going to say that we know where Rick is? He's getting ice cream, right? That's where you're going?
At night, all the time. Unless we're in
Seattle.
Seattle.
Yeah. Was it Boston he was getting ice cream?
Yeah, I think so. That was after. Who was it? Oh, it was after he played the Yankees and went to Boston. Yeah, he was. Because
marathon.
Yeah, the marathon day.
Marathon man.
Marathon man. He goes and gets ice cream while there's a marathon. What'd you do yesterday, Arch? I went and got ice cream.
I saw Veritek in there. So
That's right.
I wanted to talk to him.
If it's good for Veritek, it's good for you, huh?
That's right.
Get Julio back in here. 3-1 pitch. Shonowell bangs it foul.
You guys were talking to Julio about this kid's swing. And we watched that first at bat, how he battled through everything.
Yeah.
Hit one off of his knee. And it's fun to watch it because you feel like kids could learn something. You see all those hands are up high, but he lowers them as this pitch starts.
He's just getting ready. Now he's loaded and got to walk.
To be so young, though, it seems like he already understands what he's doing at the plate.
Well, you have to, really.
Well, the Angels are banking on him being a cornerstone guy as they move forward without Shohei Ohtani and for at least the interim without Mike Trout as well. Timeout for a pitching change here in the 7th.
Weekdays on MLB Network, it's the baseball show for the thinking fan. Join Brian Kenny and his daily panel of experts for a more analytical look at the game. Think baseball with MLB Now. Weekdays only on MLB Network.
All the big hits.
At the wall, gone! No doubt about it!
All the great grabs.
Oh, wow! You gotta be kidding me! Put a cape on him!
And all the swagger.
And he does it in grand fashion!
Relive the day's biggest plays all in one lightning-fast hour.
Oh, my goodness! What a show! You better believe it!
Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings, only on MLB Network.
Get Spectrum Internet, mobile, and TV. Visit Spectrum.com for details. By your Chevy Network dealers. And by Union Home Mortgage. Promises kept. Friday night in Cleveland, and the Angels out to a 6-0 lead. And with one-on-one out here in the 7th inning, Cleveland goes to Hunter Gaddis. Luis Rengifo to the plate. Stephen Vogt, Carl Willis and company trying to get Hunter Gaddis back on track. He was unhittable to start the year, but ever since we went down to Atlanta, kind of had a rough go of it.
Yeah, got to get him back on track.
why Carl Willis is the best is he told me, he said the kid went back to Atlanta. He goes, you know, he's pitching in front of his friends. He said, I get it. He goes, so part of my job is rather than talk about the physical, just say, okay, let's get back to pitching. You're doing fine. You're going to give up hits. Every game's not going to be like the first 13 that you had. He goes, but I understand. There's probably a little extra juice going for him down in Atlanta and things didn't go right. So he goes, I wanted to confront that and tell him I understand that. But you still have to worry about technically how you're getting hitters out.
Really felt like he went away. Maybe it didn't go away, but it felt like he started pitching backwards.
A lot of breaking balls, off-speed pitches.
You get the inning-ending force. Stretch time, 6-0 Angels.
Cash in on the basketball action with Prize Picks. Pick more or less on 2 or more players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Playoff time is your time. Squad up with the millions of Prize Picks members across the country who are turning up for every big moment. Use code TV during the playoffs for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app.
America. We are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. At Grand Canyon University, we believe in equal opportunity, and the American dream starts with purpose. To serve others in ways that promote human flourishing and create a ripple effect of transformation for generations to come. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Look at all those snacks.
I did just pay 60% less for my ticket with the Game Time app. It's the best place to get last-minute deals on tickets. I guess I'm just a better fan than you.
I gotta get the Game Time app.
Download the Game Time app and use promo code VIVA to get $20 off your first purchase.
Hyundai in the driver's seat. Jose Soriano, that's exactly where he was all night long.
Boy, he sure was. You look at 60 strikes out of his 88 pitches, allowed 5 hits, just the 1 walk, and he had 12 of his 18 outs. Came on 3 pitches or less. So you talk about being aggressive early, and they were putting stuff in play, and that's probably why they were hitting it on the ground, getting after that little 2-seamer.
5 hits, they were all singles too.
Right. Amir Garrett coming on now for the 3rd time. He's been all over the place in the last few years, hasn't he? Bo has one of those 5 hits. Got a base knock.
Bo went fishing, came up empty. 1-0. And a word now from Kia.
The Kia Sportage X Pro.
Matt, you were just talking about Hunter Gaddis pitching backwards and getting away from his heater a little bit. Well, that's kind of the story of Amir Garrett's career. When he first came up, he was a starter with the Reds. He used a fastball, slider, curve. Then he got in the bullpen and became slider, 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 slider. And we're seeing it now. And he's a guy that's probably bounced around because he's lost a little bit on that heater, and he's kind of lost what got him to the big leagues. And
well, you can never lose your heater.
You see it.
That sets everything else up.
But you see he's still there. And, you know, Ron Washington had a moment with him in his second appearance with the team where he walked out there to talk to him. The infield came in. He said, everybody get away. I just want to talk to him one-on-one. And you don't see that very often, Arch, where a manager says, I don't need you guys out here to hear what I'm going to say to him.
All right. Well, yeah, you just want to have a talk, man.
It wasn't a talk. It was a one-way conversation.
Well, there you go. Whatever you got.
It was a talking to.
Yes.
Well, Amir Garrett, you mentioned it, Rick. He's put some stickers on the suitcase. 5 organizations in 4 years now.
Yeah.
He had a cup of coffee with us, didn't he?
Yeah, he spent a month with the Guardians organization after Kansas City let him go. They got him from Cincinnati in a trade. He went to San Francisco. They let him go. And here with the Angels, got him looking. Backdoor breaking ball. Arias strikes out for the second time tonight. And that'll bring up Brian Rocchio. Rocchio singled in the third. Lazy pop up to shallow center field. They go 1-2-3. We go to the 8th. 6-0 Angels.
Let's talk about sex. As you get a little older, things tend to work a little differently.
I felt shame, embarrassment, guilt.
Like something had been knocked out from underneath me. What HIMS does is says, hey, look, don't worry about it. We got this part covered. 100% online.
The whole process was very discreet.
It made me feel like I'm a rock star.
This product has changed my life.
When it kicked in, I said, yeah, I'm back. I remember this feeling.
Get started today at 4hims.com.
When it comes to tickets, pick TickPick. You're picking the best prices guaranteed, with no hidden fees ever. Pick from thousands of live events. No hidden fees, more savings. Download the TickPick app.
Are you going higher or lower? With Underdog Fantasy's Pick'em game, that's the only choice you have to make. It's easy, it's fun, and it's the best way to put more sweat in watching your favorite team. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com to get started.
Well, I track my subscriptions in spreadsheets, and I always get it right.
We'll see about that. I just downloaded Rock'em on your phone, and it looks like you're paying for your ex's meal delivery kit.
What? There goes $400.
Maybe not, because when you cancel through the app, they'll even try to get you a refund. Download Rocket Money today.
Well, grab your friends and enjoy a cold one with the district ticket presented by Miller Lite. You'll get a standing room only ticket and your first drink is included. Visit CLEGuardians.com/district ticket and get yours now.
Pete Strzelecki on the pitch for the Guardians here in the 8th. He was called back up from AAA Columbus when the Guardians designated Tyler Bibee for assignment. This is inside, ball 1. Strzelecki was originally a product of the Milwaukee Brewers organization after they drafted him out of the University of South Florida in 2018. They sent him to the Diamondbacks to get Andrew Chafin last year. And Cleveland picked him up from Arizona. this spring, right at the end of spring training. Willie Calhoun, remember last year he was with the Yankees, played in 44 games.
He was DHing for him back last year, right?
We saw him a lot with Texas when he was with the Rangers.
When he came up, yeah.
Chopper up the gut. And the scoop by Rocchio, but he couldn't get it out. And Calhoun is aboard with an infield single. He mentioned yesterday on 5-2, CC Sabathia will be going into the Guardians Hall of Fame. Yes. Willie Calhoun hails from Vallejo, California.
Oh, he does. I didn't know that.
Out of play to the right. Sunday is Charlie Nagy's birthday.
Cinco
also
de Mayo.
known as Cinco de Mayo.
Well, you've been remembering that for years. You can't wait for every Cinco de Mayo. Or Cinco de Diaz.
We're going to have a 41-piece mariachi band.
So 4 plus 1.
Tried to hold up, he went. And he'll be leaving. Remember, you can play your own same-game parlay. Use the FanDuel app. Live odds are available. Slow chopper towards third. Tough play. Arias on the run. Gets rid of it. Throw is on the money. Almost knocked Naylor over.
It sure did. He had to backpedal, but he hung on to keep his foot on the base. And that high throw had a little mustard on it. And he did have to backpedal because he had to get rid of it quickly. And he did it on the run. So we know he has a good arm. But watch where Naylor, he's got to keep the foot on the base. And he does. Now we get a little backpedal. Or moonwalking, whatever you want to call it.
Weak ground ball. Jimenez unloads, and the inning is over. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 6-0 Angels.
This is your captain speaking. We'd like to welcome you on board MLB The Show 24. Where gamers can play as their favorite baseball teams, create custom players, and even relive history with some of baseball's greatest legends. Now, we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Can I play? Rated E for everyone.
Superstar center fielder Julio Rodriguez.
Well, I think he's one of the faces of the game.
This kid is special beyond words. Julio Rodriguez, listen, at the end of the day, this guy's a superstar.
Impossibly! Oh, what a play by Julio Rodriguez!
What a life! This is the man right here.
I feel like we were pretty good spot to compete.
Another historic chapter!
Weekdays on MLB Network, it's the baseball show for the thinking fan. Join Brian Kenny and his daily panel of experts for a more analytical look at the game. Think baseball with MLB Now. Weekdays only on MLB Network.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Cleveland Guardians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Guardians. That's the play of the game right there. And that happened early. And the Guardians have been unable to dent the scoreboard. Just 5 singles tonight. Jose Suarez is the 3rd pitcher of the night for the Angels, 2nd left-hander in relief. Bullpen door was left open yet again. That's been a real problem this year. Come on, guys. Now we're ready to go. Steven Kwan takes a strike. He singled in the first. Then into a double play in the 3rd, walked in the 1st. He's got himself another hit and another multi-hit game.
I mean, this guy's just nonstop. He had to pull those hands through. What a nice job to get that ball through the infield. I mean, watch, come in, pull those hands in, baby. He's a ball width or 2 off the plate on the inside corner, and he just brings him through and lines it into right field.
Chopped the first foul. Couple of Venezuelans squaring off here. Suarez deals, and Jimenez cuts up empty, 2-2. Threw it off the end of the bat.
Oh, yeah.
And
I thought it was going to fall.
Rengifo grabs it. One away.
I mean, he kept the extension out there to hit it right off the end of the bat. Look how far he goes out to hit it, but I thought he was going to have enough of it to get it over. It did not.
Want to take a shot at Nagua from the hometown of Jose Suarez?
Native of
Nagua?
Yeah, that's my guess. Nagua, Venezuela.
It's almost like somebody said, oh, let's just say it twice.
Say it twice. That's exactly what it is.
Is it Kentucky Derby Day?
It's coming this weekend.
Tomorrow?
Yes, it is. That's why the coachman's got his hat on. He's ready to go.
It's in there for a strike.
That's what Coach is wearing?
Yeah, that's his Kentucky Derby down.
Bonnet. Bonnet. I got nothing to do with it, Gear.
Got a pineapple on his head. Got a hat for lunch. Now, if he had a pineapple on his forehead, that would be different.
It'd be like a ham.
Okay, a little low. Not a play right side. To short. There's one. And that is all they get. Did he not?
He didn't know.
Realize they were only.
No, that was one out. He didn't know. Rengifo thought that was 2 outs, and he didn't turn the double play.
Every once in a while, something like that happens. You think, does he know something we don't know?
No, because everybody else said, okay, I thought there was 1 out, because you're looking at the scoreboard, you see it, and he thought there was, and then he said, maybe. Look at Neto. He might have thought the same thing because he was running in. Uh-oh. My bad. No, I think
Rengifo, the way he took the ball, Neto just assumed, oh, he must know something.
Yeah. That's true.
Maybe I missed an out.
Hey, it happens. You know, sometimes you forget how many outs there are, and whether you're a base runner, a defender.
Isn't it funny, though, how you always say winning absolves you of all your sins during a game? So, when that happens right there, and you're winning 6-0, you laugh it off.
Yes.
If you're losing 6-0 and you do that, boy, somebody's not happy.
He'll hear it though. He'll hear it from Wash. No, you're not happy with him, but you're right. You can deal with it more when you win than when you lose. Winning, it does take away you can make mistakes. It makes it easier to talk to somebody after a win, but you still have to talk to them after a loss.
It's the best cologne in the game. Winning.
Yeah.
Right? It covers up everything. But you do still have conversations. And as you said, like after that last inning, Rudy Odor came over to Rocchio and they talked about exchanging the ball out of the glove when he stopped it. And he said what you said earlier when Julio was on. He's like, you got to take your time in that exchange. Now, like if they're winning, they're smiling about it, but it was a frustrating conversation because they're
know what, you're winning. You say, okay, that's no big deal, but you're going to talk to them after the game in a little different manner.
I think the frustration comes from the fact that for Rocchio, no denying the talent. We all see the talent he has, but that particular mistake has reared its head 2, 3, multiple times now.
On a day, he's playing every day, right?
And so, at what point does the light go off for him to, hey,
it's going to happen. You got to work at it. It's a process. You know, it's not like he's been here for years. He's trying to make his way at the big league level, and people are telling him the same thing. But it takes a while to get comfortable in your own skin here at the major league level.
Well, he's trying to make the play, right?
Yeah. Right.
It's not a mistake of lack of
concentration. It's not a mental error.
Yeah.
It's a physical thing that he's got to learn to slow down.
The hardest part is every guy on the team wants to help him.
Well,
in my opinion,
but
you know what I mean?
And he knows that. But there's only one person that can do that, and that's himself. And when he realizes, okay, just let me make the play without trying to rush it. He'll be fine. I have no doubt he'll be fine.
Up to the plate comes Will Brennan. Now we'll get a pinch hitter. Ramon Laureano gets an at-bat.
Did you guys notice that was Wash that came out, not the pitching coach?
Yep.
For the Guardians, batting for Brennan, number 10, Ramon Laureano.
I'm sure part of what Ron Washington said to Suarez, something to do with the fact that, look, you should be out of the inning. The defense let you down there. Don't compound it by getting too fine and walking people with a 6-0
Yeah,
lead.
well, you see, that leads to a couple conversations, not just the one of not knowing how many outs there are, but then to the pitcher saying, hey, you got to do this. You know, there's not just one thing. It always compounds itself. But that's going through the course of a Major League Baseball season.
Nice block by Hoppy. Eleven balls, 11 strikes. 22 pitches now for Suarez. We're counting on him to pitch not only the 8th, but the 9th as well. It's been his role this year. Out of the Angels bullpen, multiple innings in 6 of his 9 outings. But this isn't going to help if he walks another batter here. Lazy fly ball to center.
This is your captain speaking. We'd like to welcome you on board MLB The Show 24. Where gamers can play as their favorite baseball teams, create custom players, and even relive history with some of baseball's greatest legends. Now, we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Can I play? Rated E for everyone.
Bryce Harper is special. He's got a flair for the dramatic.
Bryce Harper for me is must-see TV.
You can't take your eyes off him.
We all love his feistiness.
Every time it's a big moment, Bryce Harper comes through.
That's what you always dream of, to put a city on your back and do that for your team.
He did it again! It is Bedlam at the bank!
One of the coolest sports moments ever.
Intentional Talk, where baseball players reveal their biggest secrets.
I played trombone. I guess that could be a secret. You gotta go long though, Kevin. It's the long one.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're right. Sorry.
Intentional Talk on MLB Network.
BigNissan.com, are you kidding me moment.
Oh, yeah, he caught a heater up, and he just gave it for a ride. That was a three-pointer.
Now batting for Los Angeles, number 9, Zach Neto.
Something that coming into tonight anyway, the Guardians have done a great job as a pitching staff, and that is not give up hits with runners in scoring position. Which, what does that do? Keeps you from having a big inning. I mean, that's why they've been so successful, I think, in that run differential. Yeah, the offense has been good, but the way the pitching staff has kept teams from having a lot of big innings.
Keep the crooked numbers off the board. That's so true. I mean, you can. You know, we talk about it, that one run, even if it's a solo home run, they don't hurt you. They don't kill you. It doesn't take you out of a game. 3-run homers can take you out of a game. You know, when you put crooked numbers on the board, it makes it that much tougher for that team to come back.
That's what was wild about that game in Houston. You know, the Guardians were up 3-0, then they were down 8-3. And yet they came back with the big numbers, you know, the big home runs.
And they put a 5 spot on the board to get them right back into the game. And that's not an easy thing to do.
You put 5 on the board at any time. But when you do it when you're down, that gave them a chance to win. They didn't win that game, but it certainly gave them an opportunity.
Wow. That took
the hat with it.
Took Pete's hat right off his head. Like one of those scenes from a Clint Eastwood Western where he shoots the hat right off the guy in the street. Guardians Live presented by Toyota coming up next. Highlights, analysis, interviews, and more. Alan Jensen will be along shortly. Zach Neto takes a strike.
Well, Arch, I'll ask you this way. You would think, and you've been a batting champ and maybe one of the best hitters in baseball, you wouldn't be possibly on the way to what, your 3rd team in about 4 years, but it sounds like Luis Arraez is on his way to the San Diego Padres, according to Jeff Passan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Marlins are looking for a package of 3 prospects and a relief pitcher. He's still in the lineup versus Oakland tonight, as of now, last I checked. And it sounds like he's on his way to San Diego.
There's 1 and 2.
Oh, no. Well, they don't have a challenge.
It's 9th inning, though. It's 9th inning. Can't you ask for a?
Well, I guess. Well,
you know how it is around here. You
can do whatever you want. I guess.
Bingo.
To me, from the naked eye, it looked like he was out. And it was a late turn. He's out.
He's out. He's out.
There's no question.
Here comes Voter.
And he's got to ask because they lost their challenge. I mean, why don't you just give him a challenge? Why do you have to go out and ask for it?
Right.
Hey, I'll give you a quarter. Can I have another challenge?
Nobody carries change.
That all it costs?
That's all it costs nowadays?
Well, it should. The key is getting the calls right, in my opinion. It doesn't matter how many you have.
This is a crew chief review of the call of safe at first base.
And I'm the crew chief, so I'm going to review myself.
Oh, New York is going to love us by the end of the year.
Hey, by the way, speaking of New York,
yeah,
the Tigers are spinning a combined 2-hit shutout into the 9th at Yankee Stadium. They lead 1-0.
They can pitch now.
They can pitch.
Tigers can pitch. We're going to see them after these guys leave. We'll see them on Monday.
And they've got a bullpen that's got some arms.
Yeah, they do. They're solid.
I think he knows. Look, I've never seen this. Is he getting a drink of water or is he giving none?
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is out.
Thank you.
I overruled myself. I am the crew chief. So double play, and it was a double play all the way.
That's it. Get the call right. That's all you have to do.
But here's where the game has changed in a couple of ways. Replay, obvious change, right?
Yeah.
In the old days, no replay. Manager comes out, big fight, emotion,
argues.
Try to get your team charged up for tomorrow.
Well, that's true.
That part has really
lost it.
Gone from the game. The only time you see a manager kind of lose his marbles and try to fire up his troops is arguing balls and strikes. That's the only thing left.
And you're going to be gone anyway. You know that.
Yeah.
You can't argue
That's
half
a good
the
point.
stuff. And if you go on a replay, you can't argue that. You know, they may give you some leeway or explain something to you. They don't to us. You know what? I'd say, who cares how many replays you do? The umpire should get it right. So
No
if
doubt.
you think that it's a bad call, challenge the play. Period.
Right field. Inning over. We'll go to the bottom of the ninth. 6-0 Angels.
Weekdays on MLB Network. Get fired up for heated baseball talk as Christopher Mad Dog Russo barks about all the big stories from around the league, along with news and commentary from Alana Rizzo. High Heat with Christopher Russo. Weekdays only on MLB Network.
Seager, all eyes on him. He's ready to go. He's aggressive.
Here's a dude that swings 52% of the time on first pitches.
Corey Seager smashes a ball.
The ability to be able to come together and compete every night. You know, that's what it's all about at this point for me.
Corey Seager does it again.
This guy is doing it all. He's hitting bombs all the time.
Bottom of the ninth, and the Guardians down 6. Jose Suarez stays on. Tyler Freeman 0 for 3, leads it off for Cleveland. Missed outside, 2-2. Freeman, Bo Naylor, Gabriel Arias due for the Guardians here in the ninth. Down on strikes, 1 away. Our great clip of the game.
Let's see. What do we got? Oh, come on. How about that? That is a great clip, and it's a great catch.
Yeah, he deserves it.
Yes, he does.
All the ice cream he wants from Uncle Arch. That's beautiful.
I don't know. There it is. Look at it. He's showing the baseball. Beautiful. Yes, that is a great clip.
Ice cream on Uncle Arch.
Yes, indeed. The rest of the night.
Bo Naylor a hit in 3 trips tonight. One ball, 1 strike. One and 2 to count.
We talked up that Detroit bullpen. Rizzo just hit a double to hit Judge in. 1-1, bottom of the ninth.
Oh, so there was just a 1-run game.
A 1-run game. Now it's a 1-1. Judge led off with a single. Verdugo got on, and then Rizzo just hit a double.
It was 1-0. Yeah, it was a 1-run game.
Hey, math is not his thing, okay? How many scoops do you like, Arch? Do it with your fingers.
Just 1.
Okay.
Up and in, full count. Ben Lively goes tomorrow night for Cleveland against Reed Detmers, left-hander for the Angels. Detmers has 3 wins and a 3.12 ERA coming in. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the ninth. And that'll bring up Gabriel Arias.
Third baseman, Gabriel
By the way, did we mention earlier that Tugboat Wilkinson was named the Carolina League Pitcher of the Month?
No, you did not.
2-0 with an 0.44 ERA for the big lefty.
My man Tug, he's bringing it. I'm gonna have to find a way to watch a single A game until they can call him up.
All right, you can leave.
No,
go watch it tomorrow.
All right. It's that easy to get rid of me, huh? Walk off.
You want to see Tugboat?
Yeah, I do. I can watch it on my iPad. Walk-off win for the Yankees. They scored one more run, Arch, so they won 2-1.
Is that what it was?
Yes, 2-1. 3 runs were scored.
2-2 foul, third base side. We're gonna have some. We're gonna have to ask you to stay after school. Do some work on the blackboard.
Don't worry, I got a tutor coming.
That's how he got through the whole first time.
I gave him 20 already.
Arias strikes out for the third time tonight. The Guardians strike out 3 times in the ninth, and that's the way this one ends. 6-0. Angels wax them good. And back to the drawing board once again for Cleveland, coming off a road trip in which they lost 4 out of 6. But they can't stop the slide tonight. They fall to 20-12, and the Angels go to 12-20.
They ran into a pretty good buzzsaw. Soriano, that pitcher, had it working tonight. Had good velo. He pitched a heck of a game. Only 4 hits. He was on target tonight. He shut them down, and Bibee came out and had it, but they got him the second time through the lineup, man, and they took advantage of what they had to do. And it goes to show you these guys can swing it, even though Trout's not in the lineup.
Yeah, and the Angels, as we said, they'd lost 23 of their last 25 games on Cleveland soil. So this one, a rare series opening victory for them. We're back tomorrow night with game 2 of this 3-game series. Stay tuned out for Guardians Live postgame. It's next.
It's time for MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run, the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Host a local event and give kids in your community a chance to compete in the Pitch, Hit, and Run finals at the 2024 MLB World Series. Sign up for free at pitchhitrun.com.
Weekdays on MLB Network. Join the conversation with Kevin Millar, along with Sierra Santos and fellow World Series champion Ryan Dempster on the most unpredictable baseball show on TV. Intentional Talk. Weekdays only on MLB Network.
Superstar center fielder Julio Rodriguez. I think he's one of the faces of the game.
This kid is special beyond words. Julio Rodriguez, listen, at the end of the day, this guy's a superstar.
Impossibly! Oh, what a play by Julio Rodriguez! What a life!
This is the man right here.
I feel like we were pretty responsible feet.
Another historic chapter!
Welcome in to Guardian. Welcome in to Guardians Live, presented by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. Well, tonight, all Angels 6-0 in a rare win in Cleveland. In their last 26 games, the Angels have won 3 here in Cleveland, going back to 2015. Tonight is one of those 3.
Yeah, just one of those nights where, you come back off a road trip. I think even Stephen Vogt alluded to it yesterday. They were a little weary, didn't have the energy that he's accustomed to seeing. And tonight, Tanner Bibee, just a lot of deep counts tonight, and the Angels finally broke through early in the 3rd inning.
Jensen Lewis, Al Pulowski, great to have you along here tonight. So Tanner Bibee started off fine. Pitch count a little high, but first time through the order, I thought it was okay. But then in the 3rd inning, home run by Nolan Schanuel, his 3rd of the year, and the Angels were on the board.
Yeah, Schanuel with a 2-out solo homer, his 3rd of the season. That gives L.A. the 1-0 lead. But, yeah, again, one of those situations where even Tanner Bibee kind of surprised about it. Schanuel had some good swings coming into this series, even his first time around. 11 pitch at bat to start the game off. So it looked like he kind of saw him well the first time around, got him that second time as well.
And then Moniak. It seems that he has no trouble with Cleveland pitching in his history, but if you look at his numbers, not so good against everybody else.
Well, what really stinks is that he was hitting, 141 coming into the game tonight. And, Al, when you think about guys that should not be doing damage, you can't leave it over the big part of the plate to kind of jumpstart him. That's the nitro zone, as Arch would like to say. That's your 2-out back-breaking 3-run homer. His 2nd of the season makes it 5-0. If you find a way to escape that, as frustrated as I'm sure Tanner Bibee was, you make one pitch to get out of that inning, all of a sudden, this offense, the way they've been going, has found a way to bounce back. That one just a mistake over the big part of the plate.
Mickey Moniak 2 for 4 tonight with 3 runs batted in. He hits his 2nd home run of the season as we take a look at the Angels box score. Willie Calhoun in his first game this year, 3 for 4. So you had several key guys here, and then you had some other guys that were offers, but at the end of the day, the Angels put up 6 runs.
Yeah, Luis Rengifo extends to a 7-game hit streak. We talked about Jose Soriano, the Angels starter. He came into tonight with a .64 road ERA, only given up 1 earned run in 14 innings pitched away from Angel Stadium. But listen, this is all about how Tanner Bibee had to try and navigate. It's just really frustrating. I think a lot of deep counts early. It allowed the Angels to stay in a lot of at-bats early on.
Jose Soriano did pitch very well tonight. Cleveland had a couple of opportunities, one in particular. We'll talk about that in a minute. But first, let's talk about Soriano. Quality start, 6 innings, no runs, struck out 3, walked 1. Nobody really squared him up tonight for Cleveland.
Gave me a little feeling of our old friend Fausto Carmona, seeing him 97-99 with what looked like a kind of that bowling ball sinker. And then we talked about how the knuckle curve was really the pitch he loved to throw the most. Well, he did when he needed to, but he also expanded the zone with 2 strikes. You see 88 pitches out. And I think the other part of this was the MO of the Guardian offense. Try and get him early because they didn't want to have to see that breaking ball, but unfortunately just couldn't square him up consistently. And after the Moniak homer, he really just pinned his ears back and went into attack mode.
A lot of downward action on that as well with his pitches. All right, Cleveland did have a chance in the 5th inning. Let's take a look and see how that one went down, because this was probably the Guardians' best chance tonight. So Bo Naylor gets a single here. He was 1 for 4 tonight, so he's aboard. And then Cleveland had runners at 2nd and 3rd, eventually with 1 out, but couldn't score. Here's Arias beating this one out.
Now, this one is just a slip by Jose Soriano. It allows that errant throw. Okay, you're in business here. Just trying to find a way to get yourself on the board, right? So, you got Rocchio down here who... Okay, this one you got to find a way to get lifted out of the infield. So Soriano, some good PFP. Yeah, that was a little dicey right there, but great at bat from Stephen Kwan. Was down in the count, ended up finding his way back into it. That sets the stage for Andres Gimenez.
All right, let's go pitch by pitch here, because Andres Gimenez on a 5-game hitting streak coming into tonight. Some good locations here for Soriano.
Listen, if you're in this spot out and you know the guy is riding a pretty good streak here the way Gimenez is, I think you have to understand it's going with number 1. What's your best pitch? Well, the knuckle curve right there. If you can get ahead, you force the hitter in that spot, especially with 2 outs to expand the zone. Soriano won the battle.
Not much going on here for the Guardians. Stephen Kwan had a multi-hit night. Otherwise, few guys with single hits. Andres Gimenez 5-game hit streak comes to an end, and that was that. The Angels pitching staff, especially Soriano, does a number on the Cleveland lineup.
Yeah, just weary, right? And I appreciate where Stephen Vogt was talking about the club yesterday, just trying to say, hey, those are 2 really competitive series. Series, and you expended a lot of resources with 4 extra inning games in a row. So you hope, and again, you're getting back early in the morning, so you can understand where it might have been a gear behind of where the Angels were. Unfortunately, if Bibee could have gotten a couple of quick innings early, maybe get an early lead, the result is different. Unfortunately, they lose the opener tonight.
When we come back here on Guardians Live, we'll have more on tonight's game. Eventually, we hope to have manager Stephen Votes. The Angels tonight leaving the yard a couple of times. Got some great pitching, too. 6-0 the final. They take game 1 in this 3-game weekend set.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can capture all the moments that make summer, summer. Like driving a RAV4 to wade in a waterfall.
Nice.
Cruising to play mini golf in a Camry. Or taking a Tundra to the beach.
You're not going to leave me here, are you? Get a new 24 RAV4 or electrified RAV4 hybrid with 4.75 APR financing. Or lease a gas-powered RAV4 for $289 a month with 2 years no-cost maintenance.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Get it. It's time for MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run. The official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Host a local event and give kids in your community a chance to compete in the Pitch, Hit, and Run finals at the 2024 MLB World Series. Sign up for free at pitchhitrun.com.
Weekday mornings on MLB Network. Wake up to baseball's hottest stories, big-name guests, and a whole lot of fun. MLB Central, the show baseball fans and baseball players wake up to. Weekday mornings, only on MLB Network.
This is what you've been waiting for, folks. This is Gunnar Henderson.
American League Rookie of the Year.
What a superstar rookie season he had.
What can this guy do?
One of the best all-around players. You better be really good at what you do if you're going to be called Gunnar.
Out of here! Gunnar Henderson's season is in full effect.
Gunnar Henderson's my shortstop. This dude, absolute animal.
Show them who you are, kid. Show them who you are.
Guardians Live is brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. By Toyota of Kent, Northeast Ohio's truck and SUV headquarters. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Cleveland skyline keeps expanding. Sherwin-Williams building going up.
Looks nice.
Certainly does. 6-0 Angels a winner. Let's take a look at our bet MGM against the spread. Well, if you took the Angels tonight against the spread and on the money line, you are a winner. And the under 7 hit tonight.
A little bit of a sweat there in the middle of that game when the Angels broke it open. But yeah, unfortunately, no offense to speak of there from the Guardians tonight.
Welcome back, Jensen Lewis, Al Pulowski. Tanner Bibee's been so good ever since he was called up last year. In fact, every game that he told until tonight. So Tanner Bibee, Jensen, what ultimately happened with him? Why were the Angels able to hit a couple of home runs?
Started from the first at bat of the game. Shonowell has an 11-pitch AB, and then you see kind of where the locations are, up, out, over the big part of the plate. And yep, it doesn't matter if, you know, an Angel team that has lost their 2 best hitters in Mike Trout and Anthony Rendon, you've got to be able to make those pitches even when the command isn't there. Even if you've got to expand the zone a little bit more extreme than what you have. You kind of stand up Shonowell there at that point and not allow him to get comfortable. You know, one of those things where, you know, Tanner Bibee, the first couple starts of the year, fighting his command, trying to find his way through it. He eventually did. And as you said, even with some of, the average results probably in his mind, the team won. That's all you care about. Tonight, a little bit more of a battle for him from that first inning on.
All right, let's head downstairs right now and check in with the manager. It's brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Here's Stephen Vogt.
I think that 11 pitch at bat to start the game really put a dent in his night. He made some big pitches when he needed to at times, but fastball command was a little off. Never really got a feel for his slider as the night went on. A little bit, fastball command, pulling his fastball just a little bit. And I think he was pulling his slider to the glove side. He landed a few arm side sliders, but just kind of an off night. And I really do think that was a great first at bat by Chanul, and I think that really kind of dictated the night.
What do you see the lead level? What is Soriano doing?
He's throwing nasty stuff up there. 95-mile-an-hour splits, and his fastball has a ton of sink to it, even at 97 to 100. And it's tough to get under that. And we did. We hit a lot of balls hard tonight, some on the ground. I think Hosey had 300-something miles per hour of outs. So we did hit the ball hard at times, just couldn't string anything together. But, that guy's got plus stuff. He threw a really good game tonight.
As a player or a manager, is it easy or hard to remind yourself that there's 162 of these and not to take?
Depends on the night. No, that's the perspective you have to keep. We're gonna play every day, and you're gonna win, you're gonna lose, and sometimes it hurts more than others, and you never want to lose. But you're going to at times, and it's frustrating, and we're going to work to get back on track tomorrow, and that's what we do every day. It's all about each day individually, and we're going to process tonight, come up with a plan for tomorrow, and get back after it, and that's the only way we can keep moving forward.
Find positives in a shutout like Quan at the top of the line was able to get on base twice, or 3 times rather, had a couple of hits. I think his streak without striking out is now into the 70s. Just what's he mean to you?
Just as I say about every night, he means everything to us. He's our catalyst, and what he's doing right now is pretty special, and the guys behind him are doing a lot of special things as well. And but you can't say enough about what Kwani's doing, the consistency that he brings to our lineup.
With Rocchio, he's given so many of these balls, and we've seen over the first couple weeks. Is it the transfer, or is it trying to go too fast? I saw Ruby talking to him.
Yeah, they've been working on, especially on the backhand. Sometimes he has a hard time transferring. I'm not sure where that is. I think he's trying to be a little quick. He has more time than he thinks. But, again, if he makes those plays, when he's make those plays, we're like, man, wow, what a play. When the ball pops out of your glove, it's like, oh, man. And in reality, it would have been an unbelievable play for him to make them. But, they're continuing to work on his transfer from that backhand play, and that's something that they're talking about daily.
What you see on the slide there in the challenge?
Yeah, so, we obviously saw he was outside the baseline. I don't get explanations. You just hear the call. So we're going to look into that. We'll find out so that we can learn for the process when we go to challenge again.
All right, so Cleveland has now lost 5 of their last 7, and this was going to be a tough part of the schedule. We saw that going to Atlanta, going to Houston. Yeah. Now you're back home, but you didn't have the off day yesterday after the travel. So a little bit of adversity here. We'll see what happens tomorrow night.
And with everyone winning behind you now, and the margin for error starts to get slimmer. But again, with you coming home here and understanding what you have to do to be fundamentally sound, I think that's the thing you take into tomorrow. Reed Detmer's a tough customer from the left-handed side. When he's really on, you better be able to get to him early, because that off-speed has been pretty solid when he gets to 2 strikes.
Still more to come here on Guardians Live when we come back on tonight's game. This one all Angels tonight, 6-0. The final score as they take game 1 of this 3-game set. We'll be back in just a moment.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
It starts with kindness, reaching out a helping hand. Even the smallest gestures mean the world to a lot of people.
Stand up to cancer.
Together.
Together. Together.
Together.
Weekdays on MLB Network. Get fired up for heated baseball talk as Christopher Mad Dog Russo barks about all the big stories from around the league, along with news and commentary from Alana Rizzo. High Heat with Christopher Russo. Weekdays only on MLB Network.
Bryce Harper is special. He's got a flair for the dramatic.
Bryce Harper, for me, is must-see TV.
You can't take your eyes off him.
We all love his feistiness.
Every time it's a big moment, Bryce Harper comes through.
That's what you always dream of, to put a city on your back and do that for your team.
He did it again! It is Bedlam at the bank!
One of the coolest sports moments ever.
Yeah.
No! Guardians Live is brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And by Spectrum. Get Spectrum, internet, mobile, and TV. Visit Spectrum.com for details. Angels a winner tonight in game one of this three-game set here in Cleveland. 6-0 over the Guardians. Tanner Bibee got the start. Sit downstairs and hear from Tanner right now.
How much did those first two at-bats in the first inning feel like maybe worked against you later on?
I mean, maybe, but I mean, the first inning and the fourth inning, it's a long time between those two, so I don't think it really affected me in the long run very much.
What did you feel like made things difficult for you tonight?
Not having the slider where I wanted it to be, I think, was extremely tough, especially for the righties. And just made stupid pitches in stupid spots.
Coming off the last outing, obviously, anything change in your preparation or anything that might have affected the outcome?
No, just a different day. Worse results.
This group has obviously had one of the best vibes maybe that we've seen it in the last few years throughout the first few weeks. Why do you think that's something that maybe will continue no matter what you guys are going through this year?
I think it's just people in the clubhouse. I think everyone knows their jobs. Everyone works hard to do them. There's not a lot of like I won't say like bad vibes, but just they know their jobs. They know what to do. And I think the right people are, I don't want to say facilitating, but they set the boundaries, and I think a lot of people follow them the right way.
All right, so there's Tanner tonight. Again, first loss Cleveland's had in all of his 7 starts. They're 6-1 when he pitches. That's still a pretty good win percentage, but he did seem a little bit hard on himself tonight.
I think he just hasn't gotten into a groove yet, and I think mentally he knows he's much better than the physical performance that he's put on thus far. If I were to give him one piece of advice, I'd say just stay the course. It's a marathon for a reason. If your team wins, that's all you're asked to do as a starting pitcher. Put your team in a position to be able to win every 5th day. He's done that. They will pick him up at some point. There's going to be a night where he goes 7 shutout, and all of a sudden someone comes up in the 8th inning, hits a solo homer, he wins 1-0, and everyone will have had a piece of the puzzle. Stay the course, man. He'll be fine.
All right, maybe Cleveland has a future outfielder, too, that was here tonight.
This is awesome, by the way.
Pretty nice catch here.
You didn't see it live.
There you go. Nice.
I mean, it's just like
routine. He made it look routine. There's Robert Benny, the photog there, right next to him, saying, nice catch.
At one point, I thought that was a teammate of Chase Pulowski's, and I didn't realize
we could use him,
that's
sure.
a young champion, just maybe a year or two younger, but he's got, gosh, man, I'll tell you what. There's nothing better. Friday night, get a nice catch, make the highlights.
He will
nice
never forget
job.
that.
Sure won't.
Never forget that.
Played on. It's a Play of the Week nominee.
It certainly is. I think it will be a Play of the Week. When we come back here on Guardians Live, we will wrap this one up for you. Look ahead to tomorrow night. Here it is one more time.
Somehow Joe Raniak makes that a piece for the Guardians Report.
I think you could do it.
The 3 for Me, only at Chili's, still serves up bottomless chips and salsa in the drink, but now it's available with the all-new Big Smasher Burger with twice the beef of a Big Mac. Maybe they should change that name. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
Excuse me, would you mind taking a picture of us?
Oh, no problem.
Thanks.
Ooh, yes, problem. You need Verizon. Get the new iPhone 15 Pro with tons of storage, so you can take all the pics.
Trade in any iPhone in any condition and get iPhone 15 Pro on us. Only on Verizon.
Hey, so I found a betting system that's really working great for me.
So did I. What's yours?
I set up an hour-a-week time limit on FanDuel. I can also set up wager limits, so I only bet what I can afford, and betting stays fun.
Right.
So what's your system?
What's that?
Your system. What's your system?
Superstar center fielder Julio Rodriguez. I think he's one of the faces of the game.
This kid is special beyond words.
Julio Rodriguez, listen, at the end of the day, guys, this guy's a superstar.
Impossibly! Oh, what a play by Julio Rodriguez! What a life! This is the man right here.
I feel like we're a pretty good spot to compete.
Another historic chapter!
It's time for MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run, the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Host a local event and give kids in your community a chance to compete in the Pitch, Hit, and Run finals at the 2024 MLB World Series. Sign up for free at pitchhitrun.com.
Intentional Talk, where baseball players reveal their biggest secrets.
I play trombone. I guess that could be a secret. You gotta go long though, Kevin.
Guardians Live is brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And by the Ohio Department of Public Safety. Hey, Ohio, phones down while you're driving. It's the law. East Bank of the Flats has been completely transformed in the last 10 years or so. If you haven't been downtown, you got to check it out.
It's not like the Flats of old, from what I'm told, Al.
It certainly is not. Thankfully, it certainly is not. Jensen Lewis, Al Pulowski, great to have you here. Stephen Kwan tonight, the only Guardian with a multi-hit effort, but he had 2 more hits tonight. Leads the American League in batting average, leads the American League in hits. This is a guy that just keeps putting them around the field, uses the entire field, does it well.
Yeah, what, 14th multi-hit game already? We've only played, 31, 32 team games. Again, when you look at his night, leadoff single in the first, and you and I were sitting there looking at Soriano. His first pitch was 99 down, and you're like, come on. How we turn this around? All Kwani does is go do that. There it is. 14th multi-hit game of the season, as you said. Leads the American League in hits at this pace out. He will have 200 hits for the season, and more importantly, he'll be an all-star in Texas.
He certainly should be.
Start the campaign now.
Reach base 3 more times tonight. Does what a leadoff hitter should. We've talked about him quite a bit in the last couple of years, and we will talk about him more tomorrow night.
Starting the campaign tomorrow? Okay.
On Guardians Live. Well, we have to. And a guy hits the baseball like this. He's a throwback, too. I love the way he goes up there just trying to get hits, hitting the ball where it's pitched. There's not a lot of guys that do that anymore.
You sound like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh,
a young Padawan learner.
Is May the 4th, by the way.
So you're Obi-Wan and I'm Luke Skywalker.
You're definitely going to have to watch the pregame show tomorrow night, because we're going to have a lot of fun things. Stephen Kwan will be at the center. Tomorrow's starters are Detmer versus Lively, 5:30. Guardians Live right here on Valley Sports. Reed Detmer's pretty good left-hander for the Angels.
It's also Derby Day tomorrow, Al. Which horse do you got? Detmer's or Lively?
I got Lively.
Where would he be a late breaker for you? What would he
Closer,
be?
You mean? No, that would be Emmanuel Clase. This guy's the one that's he's gonna leave the gate and he's gonna take the lead. There you go. That's a wrap for us here tonight on Guardians Live. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be back with you again tomorrow night at 5:30, hour earlier.
Hang in there, Cavs. Can we get a Cleveland sweep on Sunday?
I hope so. We need it.
Well, we got to play the game tomorrow first, if we play. They just pulled the tarp.
That's fine.
That's not good.
It can rain overnight. Just don't rain tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
All right. May the 4th be with you, Al.
That's coming up tomorrow as well.
A lot of action tomorrow. A lot of action.
Mike Simons directed. Mike Bachman produced. He's Jensen Lewis. I'm Al Pulowski. See you tomorrow. Have a good one.